Are you kidding me?
Following the Big Red Texaco star, the Three Wise Guys, bearing Frankenberry, Sensen, and a Clock Radio, come to witness the birth of the baby Jesus.
Ow! Is it a girl?
No, it is George Rodriguez, the baby Jesus. And now...
Don't cut!
What?
Don't cut!
What? It is... Don't you know there are tribal civilizations that eat this?
Hello, George Rodriguez, baby Jesus. Welcome to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Who's that kid over there?
That's Alien. He also claims to be the baby Jesus.
Hey, kid.
Yes?
What's your name again?
I am Alien, the baby Jesus.
I'm going to be late for the show. Can anybody tell me where the nearest creek is? I have to float down to the station.
You will find the flowing waters of Coconut Creek to the north.
Okay.
Here is a basket and swaddling for you, my lord.
Thanks.
The baby Jesus George then floated listfully along the Coconut Creek.
Oh, this. I'll never make it on time.
Hey, look! He walks on water!
Hey, Pally, you need a ride?
Thanks.
And so he climbs aboard the malfunctioning elevator to spread his legs for you.
I declare bankruptcy!
Have yourself a budget-conscious Christmas.
You're not a billionaire.
Things are kinda tight.
Money has been a little bit tight lately.
Holidays are here and no one's gotta die.
I only have this much money.
99 cents.
Don't give out no gift cards for Christmas.
Hell to the no.
That wouldn't be too bright.
I don't have any money.
Stores are going out of business, left and right.
Just start taking money out of people's pockets.
And now with Sharper image gone,
That's gone.
and Pep Boys closing its doors.
Get out, go!
Foot Locker and linens and things. Ain't no crap in the Gap anymore. Have yourself a budget-conscious Christmas. Fake your way through Yuletide. Here's a nice way to commit suicide.
It's easier than you think.
Just fill your tub and drop in all the Christmas lights.
Merry Christmas from Boss Radio.
Ho, fucking ho, what a crock of shit. We all work for Santa Claus, we've had enough, we quit. 'Cause we do all the fucking work while he stars in the show. Stick your Christmas up your ass, ho, fucking ho.
Are you kidding me?
There's a sparkle in the air,
Silvery magic everywhere. It's the happy holiday sound of 77 WABC.
Dingleberry, dingleberry, dingleberry doy. I'm very upset and I'm very annoyed. I give it a dig and I give it a tug and drag my bony ass across the rug. Dingleberry, dingleberry, dingleberry doy. They got me shaking and doing like a dance. I'm using my hand with a kung fu grab. Like I got ants in my pants. When they multiply, makes a sound like a crunch when I walk this way. Spend my spare time in my behind. Pick the dingleberries away. Making a trail right down to my knees. In that dark habitat. emotions are tickling me. I got the dingleberry. I got the dingleberry. I got the dingleberry doy.
Ow! 1205 SoFloRadio.com. George Rodriguez, Boca Britt.
Here we are.
Jack over here,
Yes.
a.k.a. Morgan Freeman from last time. To pick up where we left off last week, because it was a very weird show last week. I mean, a really amazing show, and I want to thank Joe Costello for coming in, and especially Paige Nass, and I want to thank Joe Costello for taking that video of Paige. Did you see the video? Did we show you the video?
No.
During the next break. I'll show you the video of
Look forward to it.
Paige in action. Yeah. Well, Dio was supposed to make a GIF, and he kind of did, but just the proportions aren't right because the video dimensions are like long, and the GIF kind of squashes her out. So, still working on that. There has to be software that maintains the proper aspect ratio. Well, speaking of spect, welcome to the spectacular, pre-holiday show, Boca Britt, Spick and Suds, Jack Frost show.
Yep.
So when you called in, we're back to the original camera. Thank you, Jason. We're working on things. Jason is the co-host of By the Glass and also our technical guru here.
Yep.
Wouldn't be where we are without Jason, as a matter of fact. And he's watching in now, so shout out to him. But he had gotten this other camera, and while more expensive, it wasn't as good. It's just not the right kind of thing. It was in webcam, it's a conference calling, and just whatever. This one's back over here. But what that camera had, it had built-in microphone and speaker system all there, so it was like a standalone. You put it at the end of a room, at the conference room, or whatever, and it films everybody that's in the room and picks up their voices so that people in other conference rooms can have the same kind of a setup, and then there's a presumably like a big screen TV, and everybody can see everybody else and hear everybody else.
Right.
And really good for that. So we had hooked everything up, and we forgot to just go through everything very carefully. Dio and I put everything back the way that it's supposed to be. And the camera that Jason brought, the conference room camera, which was sitting up over there on the shelf, and the speaker, that it took over the Skype. So when Morgan Freeman called in, it was coming out of the speakers that are over there, pointed up towards the ceiling, so it sounded like the voice of God. Which, like looking around, and I'm hearing Morgan Freeman wishing me birthday wishes, and it's coming from the ceiling. Like, well, we don't have any speakers in the ceiling over here. We don't
hilarious.
have, and looking around, and like the computers over there were off. It's not coming from those computers. The only speakers that we have over here, we have headphones. I'm looking under the table.
Weird.
It was very weird, and for all I know, our voices were being picked up by the microphone there, so we probably sounded like we were off in the distance, going, "Hello,
yeah,
who is this?"
Yeah, at certain points at times.
So, thank you for the Morgan Freeman impersonation. I think you should just work on that. I think you should just walk around like in life, Jack Frost, and talk like Morgan Freeman, like ordering food, Burger King.
Yeah.
It's
something that has to be perfected. Thanks to you helping me cultivate it.
Oh, you're very welcome. But just watch Batman movies and watch.
I have. I actually been on this Dark Knight Rises
watch
marathon.
Driving Miss Daisy and what else? Oh, you know what? Doesn't he narrate that Penguin movie?
I wouldn't know. Happy Feet?
No, like March of the Penguins.
March of the Penguins.
Is that a movie, or did I make that up?
I have to expand my Morgan Freeman catalog,
because there you go. Just get the script. You can download any script you want. You can bring it up and just read along with it.
I've actually just been YouTubing like Morgan Freeman quotes. I'm trying to expand my catalog. Meet up with Boca here on my voice impersonations.
One voice at a time. Not everybody can be Mo Howard David did. I was telling Boca before the show, I actually had a dream about Mo and Geldy, the cartoon characters.
Right.
It was weird. It was like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit kind of a dream where it was live action and cartoon characters all mixed together.
Right.
Speaking of cartoon characters, Suds will be along any minute. But back to thanking people from last week. Thank you, Joe. So Joe shot a video of Paige shaking drinks. And I've been wondering what to do with it. Plan A was make a GIF, but it's not coming out right. So So I got to figure out, like, I could put it on Vine. I'm not on Vine. I should be on Vine. And you see how active I am on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's just gonna go away. I was talking to somebody the other day and thinking about what is it? They said something, and I'm thinking the language is already changing with regards to the computers and the smartphones and everything, because we've gone from, because it started like I think I was talking to somebody about the Facebook, was having a Facebook conversation, and I referenced encyclopedias. I was talking about Stupid Pete. The thread got started, Stupid Teachers. Notes then. It's very funny if you are on Facebook. Somebody posted something about real detention slips that were sent home. Maybe they're real, maybe they're not. They all look different and in different handwriting, so let's pretend that they are real. And one of them was the kid got in trouble for correcting the teacher, that the teacher kept saying that a kilometer is longer than a mile, and the student kept saying that's a lie, don't listen to her. And so he got the attention, but he was right. And even in the note it says, even though he was right, he's being very disruptive to the class, and he shouldn't be adversarial, etc. And so that started a whole conversation about stupid teachers and times that people were relating stories about when they were right. And there were two occasions, once in Montana and once down here, where I had to go to the library to get the encyclopedia to prove myself right, or rather to get myself out of trouble. I was in trouble until, like the burden of proof was on me. I was in trouble for being a smart ass. So I had to prove. Down here, and it was with a civics and history teacher.
Your bread and butter.
Right. Somebody said something about Transylvania, and he mentioned, the teacher said, no, you should name a real place. Somebody said, it wasn't even me. Somebody said Transylvania. And he said, no, name a real place. And, and I of course, I have to open up a big mouth, and I go, well, it's not a real place anymore, but it used to be. So doesn't that still count? And so now he's arguing with me. Transylvania is not a real place, and has never been a real place. You're thinking Dracula and vampire movies, and go, yes, I know that the character Dracula is the character. The character Dracula is a made-up vampire, and the character comes from Transylvania, a used to be real place, but now it's part of Czechoslovakia. It's been absorbed. And the teacher's like, you're making that up. Why are you making that up? And I'm like, I'm not making that up.
For tourist reasons, they kept it.
Sure. Well, that's still, you can still find it like this used to be Transylvania. They still have a lot of Transylvanian stuff. So anyway, I had to go to the library and get the encyclopedia. And then in Montana, I had to go to the library and get the encyclopedia because the teacher didn't believe there was such a fruit as mango.
What?
Mango.
Wow.
Yeah. And so we're there, mango, and like, mango. So the teachers, because she was just a bitch of an English teacher that hated me anyway because I was a smart ass. And she just hated everybody, just a real sour teacher. And so I put it right. It's like, great, mango, because we're just having a casual conversation about tropical fruit. And all that, and I mentioned guava. This teacher had never. She's
never
stupid.
heard of a
No, this was in Montana. No, never heard of a guava either. And I said, "You want me to go get the G?"
She probably thought.
She go, no, we're very impressed by your knowledge of tropical fruit. But the conversation, yeah.
And then I'm sure you must have said something.
Are you kidding me?
Is that a spit joke? Was that a spit joke over here?
That's
because I'm thinking that's what her real problem with me was, because everybody else thought I was just a darling. So anyway. So I'm relating this story to people, and I'm like, look how times have changed, man. Go get the encyclopedia. These days, everybody would just reach into their pocket, and go, mango. Send link to page will make. Oh, okay. Awesome. Jason's on the case. It's mesmerizing. Mesmerizing. It's mesmerizing. So the conversation that I was having with people is about, look how times have changed. I had to schlep all the way to the library with a note from the teacher giving me permission to check out an encyclopedia really briefly without having to do a whole lot of paperwork. And now, if that happened today, we would just reach into our pockets
and Google it.
And everybody, the teacher right there, the teacher would like pull out the iPad, right? And if that became necessary. But the language that we are using right now, even that is changing, because we say, Google that, or I'm going to Google that, or I'm going to ask Wikipedia, or we are specifically referring to the computer or the computing device or the website that we're going to use to find out that information. But already I'm finding that with my friends and associates, and especially the youngsters like my daughter, we don't even say that anymore. We just say, look it up. And once upon a time, that used to mean grab a dictionary or an encyclopedia, but now it just means reach into your pocket, your computer. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. All roads lead to Rome. It all goes to the same thing. Like I was talking about internet broadcasting, and that distinction is going away. It's just broadcasting because the internet now carries all of your entertainment. And already for years now, there's a segment of the population that hasn't received their entertainment from any source other than their internet connection. TV, Hulu, Netflix movies,
right.
Any radio that they want. Right there, I was listening to NPR on my transistor radio, like Howard stole from me. I was listening to NPR because I was doing my morning prep, shower, and everything, and I was listening to NPR stories, and I'm taking my phone with me from room to room. And then I go and I get in my car, and when my car stereo boots up, it takes over the audio. The Bluetooth kicks in and it takes over the audio. And before I realize it, I'm driving down the road listening to NPR using my phone. I have a stereo. I have a radio in my car. You understand?
Right.
Because it was so easy and seamless, I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to change boop, boop, boop. Because that's what I would have had to do.
Right.
I would have had to turn this off, turn the phone off, then dial up NPR on my car stereo, change the source, boop, 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 and then press the memory button for WLRN to hear NPR. But I didn't do any of those things because all I did is I stuck my key in the ignition, turned the car on. The audio faded out from my phone and faded in through my stereo, and I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to touch anything. You see, very seamless. And then when I turn my car back off, the audio goes back into the phone. Or if I'm using headphones, my Bluetooth headphones, which I can't find, same thing. It goes from the headphones into the car, from the car back into the headphones, so you never have to touch anything. Same thing, and I was using the same little radio player that I used to listen to SoFloRadio.com. Thank you very much. So what a wonderful time we're living in, and no distinction in the language. Just look it up. It is presumed automatically that everyone has a device.
Yeah.
I was talking about this years ago. It's going to be known by many names, but the all-inclusive name is going to be Sidekick, and then they went and named that stupid ass phone.
Yeah.
The Sidekick.
Only lasted for
PDA
years,
is the collective term that people use, but I never liked that. I thought, no, it's your little sidekick, your buddy, your little digital buddy, your digital attaché, your auxiliary brain. You don't have to write things down anymore. You take a picture of it. It's like you see something on sale at J.C. Penney's.
Yeah, get the CRA
You
code.
just, take a picture of it. My friend Captain Hook, he's got the what you call it object recognition software on his iPhone 5 or something.
Object recognition.
Yeah, you take a picture of something and then do a search, and it matches up what it is with the internet and gives you the
kind of like
readout. Like I could take a picture of that Snapple bottle and fire off that
like
whatever
an image
that software.
Shazam?
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
By the way, did you get this last week?
Hey, asshole.
No, not that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did.
I get that a lot.
I didn't play it for myself. I played the "It's George's Birthday" song that you did. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
How did the birthday go for the weekend?
It's Jorge's birthday.
Okay.
I did that. It went fine. I just I didn't do a lot of outside carousing, like drinking and dancing, just the drinking part. So I had like a little party on Friday and a little party on Saturday, and just did a lot of eating and drinking, and it was a lot very family oriented. Both occasions, which I'm very happy for, discussing with Boca before the show. Why are we stuck in this godforsaken? Let's be honest, because I'm really liking Hollywood. And that's a relative term. Everybody that I talk to, because Boca was talking about people that he knows in New York, and they're thriving, they're kicking ass. And I know every time that I talk to somebody that I knew from over here, most recently, Tony the Tiger from Power 96.
Tigre, yeah.
He sends me a Facebook message just touching bases, talking about how he's been in LA for a couple years, kicking ass financially. Just everybody that's in our business, everywhere else, they're kicking ass. They're setting the world on fire. Here in this tub, what you'd need to do is talk into the microphone.
Is that what
Toots.
it is?
Well, I mean, if you're gonna talk, I would
Hold on.
choose to talk into the microphone.
This thing here. Well, we'll talk. We'll discuss this later.
Okay.
How come it's? Look at this.
I don't know what it's doing.
Gray. There it goes. Okay.
Okay, yeah, weird. It's digital fun, digital computer fun. So welcome to the wonderful world of internet radio, ladies and gentlemen, which soon is just going to be called radio, and that's a relative term. Radio is going to be a nickname for audio-only product.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, because the towers are going to be shut down. They're redundant. They don't need to, and I was explaining yet again to someone the other day, it's like, explaining what it is that we do and why it is that there is an interest in doing this. Well, radio, as we understand it, conventional radio, has no interest in accommodating anyone.
No.
The old model is obsolete anymore. I was explaining the FCC and what happened, how it used to be, and how the FCC has undone what it was created to do in the first place. But now, thanks to the internet, the technology has gone full circle to where it makes that principle irrelevant anymore. For example, once upon a time, a company like ABC or RKO or any of those giants, any of those broadcasting giants, could broadcast on as many frequencies as they wanted to at whatever power level they wanted to. And if Mom and Pop decided that they were going to open up Mom and Pop Broadcasting Company, and she was going to play the dulcimer, and Pop was going to play the harpsichord, and they were just going to do spoken word commercials for their favorite restaurants, and making an impact and making some money that way, WABC or any of those people, and I'm just using that as an example, just any broadcasting outfit with a lot of money could broadcast on Mom and Pop's frequency at whatever power they wanted. They would just keep cranking the dial until they overpowered Mom and Pop's frequency. And then so what it became was this money war, this who can spend the most money, and people that are living near the transmitters are like, what's this doing to our brain? Is this going to blow up our heads? What the hell are you people doing over here? There has to be some sort of a regulation about what these people can do with these giant broadcast wave antennas. And understand something, that in those days, people didn't really know about radio waves, but they read science fiction. And a lot of people were very concerned with what these big, powerful electromagnetic waves were going to be doing to them health-wise. And so the Federal Communications Commission was created to do air traffic control, basically. One company, one position on the dial, and here's your frequency, and you can broadcast up to this power level, because otherwise you're going to be interfering with someone else at that same frequency in another town. So you can't just be somebody's going to dial in that frequency and they're going to hear 5 different radio station signals, and that's not right. We got to keep things sorted out. Right. They were never given the charter to censor. They just decided to do that one day. That was not, censorship was not a factor. Censorship was not a part of their charter. Indeed, there wasn't supposed to be any censorship. We still had the First Amendment, and the First Amendment covered everything that needed to be covered. You still couldn't incite a riot. You still couldn't say fire in a crowded movie theater. You still couldn't slander and things like that. That's about all that you're not supposed to be able to say over the airwaves. Otherwise, your freedom of speech is protected the same way that any written speech is. If you can write a book that says fuck, you should be able to say fuck on the airwaves. They just decided they didn't like it. But now, thanks to Reagan and Clinton and all the deregulation,
mainly
now
Clinton.
one company like Clear Channel, for example, can own a whole bunch of frequencies. So the FCC has stopped doing what they were created to do, which means that the only way that you can have access to the airwaves, the only way that you can broadcast, is to be a part of one of these giant companies, or to be one of their paid stooges, someone that they approve of. So the common man, you, me, well, I'm not a common man. I'm a professional broadcaster.
I'm just weird.
You're an uncommon man. No. Somebody from so for example, like John Etch or Brett from By the Glass, or any of these people that have a body of knowledge and want something to do with it, they would have to gamble with their future. In the old system, they would have to gamble with their future, get into radio, intern, spend years in, as a producer. There are people that we both know that have spent their lives inside radio stations waiting for that break that never came. Talk about gambling with your future, because there's only so many frequencies and only so many companies, and you've just got to be in the right place at the right time. Luck, timing, talent will help, but talent isn't as important as luck, timing, who you know, who you blow. That's what it was. So someone like Brett Hubbard, with with his knowledge of beer, wine, alcohols, distillation, the sommelier, he would have to choose one. He would have to
one or the other.
Have a career, or spend his life inside a radio station waiting for a break, hoping that somebody would like his idea enough to let him on the air with his idea. To buy his way onto the air in regular radio would have cost him hundreds of dollars an hour. But now here we are on the internet, and thank goodness for the internet, as I was explaining to my friend. Now anyone has access to everyone in the world. You think about that? Yeah, that's the Ed Till thing going on. And
why is that on?
Because it has to be on to record. I can switch it out. I can switch it out with something I know. It's just distracting as all hell.
You heard about Stephanie Miller, right? What happened last week?
No, I didn't.
Whoa. Well, Stephanie Miller's on a dozen or so stations. She's syndicated like Randy is. And Clear Channel decided to make their progressive stations, KFI and KTLK in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
They want to make the swish to Rush, Beck, and Hannity.
Oh, of course.
Okay, they want to pipe it in and make the station go dark like every other state. Now, wait a minute. This is Los Angeles. Her show, see if this doesn't sound familiar, her show is based at KTLK. That's where her studio is.
Mm-hmm.
Over the weekend, in this course of the week, her and her crew are building a studio in her house.
Hey.
That's where it's the direction it's going.
What a novel idea. Well, what I was explaining to my friend is, even before the internet, even with conventional broadcasting, do you know how rare and difficult it would be for an individual somewhere on the planet to say something and have that thing be heard by anyone on the planet who is interested in listening? Because right now, with the exception of headhunters in Borneo, Bushmen of the Kalahari,
Tom Hopkins,
pygmies in the Amazon rainforest, Amish, and even the Amish, they borrow smartphones.
Rainforest pygmies, that was bulk of the audience for WFTL.
But right now, everybody, there are very few exceptions. Though you got those people that live in Siberia. They're not exactly Inuits. They're those Russians. They're kind of hybrids. They're kind of an offshoot of the Mongols. They ride horses and they use hawks to hunt birds. Yeah. I don't think they have internet. Is the point that I'm trying to make?
I'd imagine so. Yeah.
Why this thing is almost like a transistor.
But with the exceptions of people like that are living off the grid, now someone anywhere in the world can be heard by everyone else in the world. Potentially everyone else in the world. And without the internet, that would be very difficult. They could broadcast your show via satellite, but then everybody would have to gather around a TV. Mm-hmm. Now everyone has that ability in their pocket. Everyone in the world has the ability to reach everyone else in the world by tweeting, by Facebooking, by talking on an internet radio show. And we're not going to be using the term internet anymore. This is my prediction of the future, just like I predicted the Sidekick and things like that. They're not going to be talking about internet, Wi-Fi, 4G. Everyone is going to be connected. How you're connected is going to be not really relevant.
So
it's just going to be you're going to have a device in your pocket. You're going to have and your car is probably going to feed off the same device. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to have a home base receiving something or other, whether it's internet, cable, or satellite or something. But you're not going to, we're not going to refer to it as internet service anymore. It's just going to be, what service do you have? What data service do you have? It's going to be all inclusive, and that's going to be the one thing that delivers everything to you. And you're not going to say, hey, Google that or look that up on Wikipedia. You're just going to say, look it up.
So what's
and
the
then
term?
People are going to point towards, you'll be in the house with somebody, and somebody will say, look it up, and they'll gesture towards you, meaning reach into your pocket, or they'll point to the screen over in the corner and say, go look it up. Hey, go play some music. Hey, I want to watch South Park. Whatever it is that involves media, there's going to be a general gesture towards where the device is located. And even then, that might not be a gesture to go over there and touch the device. That might just be a gesture to go talk to the device. It's like, I want to watch South Park, and it's going to come on.
So what's the term gonna be, George Radames?
Huh? It's just going to be what service do you have, or what data service?
Okay.
The internet is just going to be, it's going to be redundant. Like when people say, for example, when people in the olden days, they used to, when cars were new, they would say things like, do you want to go to the Sadie Hawkins dance with me? Yes. Go, well, then I will go to your house in my automobile and I will take you there with me in my automobile, as opposed to, well, let's meet there, or let's go walking there. You had to explicitly say that I'm picking you up in an automobile, because otherwise, before then, it would be like, I'll pick you up at 7. It's like, what, you're going to come over to my house and carry me? That term didn't exist. You didn't pick people up in your buggy. I'm going to pick you up in my buggy. You don't
ride the handlebars.
Right now, if somebody says I'll pick you up at 7, that means that I'm showing up there in my car. You don't have to say I'm going to show up there in my car anymore. Now say, I looked that up. They're not saying encyclopedia. They're saying that they looked it up on Wikipedia, on Google, or something like that. Yahoo Answers.
So we're basically observing the lexicon, the changing of the lexicon.
You'll see. You'll be watching it. It's a brave new world. Before we get flooded, I'm really glad that my apartment and the studios over here are on we're on the 3rd floor over here, and the apartment's on the 2nd floor. Because have you seen the flood models? Miami Beach having flooding problems. We're a little bit higher over here on Hollywood Beach.
Yeah, I've seen
flooding, tidal flooding, not even from rain.
Yeah, exactly. I've been to Miami Beach a couple months ago, and the boats are sitting very high.
Can't build dikes here. We're on a porous sandbar. I know. We're on a sandbar. The water seeps up through the ground.
Right.
Well, put your finger in a dike.
Yeah, well,
they come out wet.
There's a party for that this week.
Down here.
Just wait. What are you going to do when we split the programming and turn the George Rodriguez show into this nice, clean, antiseptic show about knitting?
Let's call Rick Riley.
We're not going to be able to play the "Fuck You" Christmas song.
What Rick Riley's doing that, isn't he?
Just a lot of
the knitting thing. I just pulled that out of my head. That wasn't supposed to be a Rick Riley reference.
So you're censoring yourself already.
Suds, it's practice. Suds will be here at some point. He'll be here on Suds time. Oh man, which brings me, remind me when we come back to talk about Cuban time. I didn't get a chance to talk about that.
Here's the thing.
Is that anything like Black time?
Very, very similar.
Very similar.
We'll discuss that thing. You know why they're doing this?
Well, they're evil.
Well, in addition to that, the midterms are coming up. So wait a minute. San Francisco, Seattle. Are these blue places? Are these liberal? Would you say
Yes.
Los Angeles?
Yes.
They're going all
left
right-wing
coast.
radio there and sports like here.
Sure.
They're going dark. So what is the ultimate goal here? They just want to shut the stations down and board the windows up like WIOD's old place? I mean, no one's going to listen to it.
Somebody steal that sign from the front of the WIOD.
You know, I hope if any of the Neil Rogers Facebook guys are listening, get that sign, the tombstone. The tombstone.
Not that the tombstone too, but I want the sign in front of the building, the palm tree and the 610. I've got a collection of coffee cups and cozies.
You look at that, you want to cry when you look at that.
Let's take a break. I want to unplug the speaker over there that's monitoring the Ed Till show. Speaking of right-wing lunatics, 27 till 1 on SoFloRadio.com.
SoFloRadio.com, your headquarters for weed and prostitution.
This holiday season, Bechtel introduces the Saudi Barbie. Seems our Saudi friends were upset with the old Barbie since all blondes named Barbie are Jewish. So the good patriots at Bechtel redesigned her to make Barbie Saudi friendly. Because as you know, the Saudis are our friends. They like us and had nothing to do with 9/11. 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 So to cater to our Saudi friends by sliding our tongue further up their smelly hole, meet Alaba Barbie. She comes complete with a sand display that lets you bury her up to her neck when she fails to obey. For major offenses, Bandar Ken will yank her head off with a chain, towed behind a realistic Humvee. Bandar Ken sold separately. The no longer Jewish Alaba Barbie, now resembling Barbara Eden, who was Jewish. You can tell it's Bechtel. It's swell.
Hi, this is George. You know, trying to get laid all day makes me hungry, so I go to Power Smoothie in Aventura and get the healthiest wraps and most delicious smoothies ever made. I mean, really, the smoothies are so insanely delicious, they're orgasmic. The staff is friendly there and cute. The food is healthy and real, not processed. This is not fast food, it's good food served fast. And they love me there. They even let me create my own smoothie, the Malted Jorge. Go in and ask for one. They're in the Promenade Shops right off of US 1 in Aventura, or call them at 305-792-5338. You can also visit them online at powersmoothieaventura.com.
Put a team of professional consultants behind your home or business computer with Key Information Solutions, providing solutions to your internet and computing needs while keeping you on the cutting edge of technology. Preventative maintenance and networking support, hardware and custom-built computers. Let Key Information Solutions be your personal tech staff for your home or office with affordable hourly, monthly, or annual rates to fit anyone's budget. Call Key Information Solutions now, 954-973-3374. That's 954-973-3374. Or visit keyinformation.com.
ZoFlowRadio.com. Give us a call at 954-99-00036. Skype name Zoflow Radio. Mobile users call 954-99-00036.
It's holiday time and hey, guess what? Parking at the mall is a pain in the butt. It's what I expected. The traffic's unreal. I'm cursing at people behind the wheel. Stuck here in downtown. I can't see through the snow. My temper was fine till now. Now I just want to go home. I really hate to complain, but it's a living hell. The driving is insane. All I can say is the holiday traffic is driving me nuts. It's nearly Christmas. Haven't bought too much. No, please don't remind me. The traffic's unreal. I've only moved inches in my automobile.
77 WABC.
If he came back for Christmas, what would Jesus do? Tell Christians to kiss his ass. If he came back for Christmas, what would Jesus do? Remove their bumper stickers and tell Christians to kiss his ass. If he came back for Christmas, what would Jesus do? Find a pair of pants, remove their bumper stickers and tell Christians to kiss his ass. If he came back for Christmas, what would Jesus do? Slap Bill O'Reilly, find a pair of pants, remove their bumper stickers, and tell Christians to kiss his ass. If he came back for Christmas, what would Jesus do? Close Walmart down. Slap Bill O'Reilly, find a pair of pants, remove their bumper stickers, and tell Christians to kiss his ass.
And I really thought I transferred everything over. SoFlowRadio.com, George Rodriguez Show. I'm George. There goes Boca, and Jack's over there, and we're just waiting for Suds to show up at some point. Can't wait for Suds to show up because I don't want to have to go over my material all over again. We can talk about the heavy stuff before I get into the light stuff. Look, did I turn your mic on? I didn't. You turned it off.
I did.
I turned it off. There it is. Sorry. You know how I am.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, the Suds
forgetting about the
here.
fourth guy. Yeah, that is good. And we always do a Suds holiday show. Next week, tentatively speaking, Pam Bruno, who's been on the show a few times, stand-up comedian and balloon tire. Balloon animal artist.
I met her.
Artist.
She's nice.
She is. She's a sweetheart, and possibly DJ Raven, who's got a new gig at some bar, and we're gonna talk about that, and eat a whole lot of ecstasy and take off our clothes and just slide all around each other.
Get your balloon tied.
Possibly.
Well, you've already had both of them tied, so
yeah,
not much left to do.
Actually, cut and clamped. Oh boy,
I can't find that here.
Best decision I ever made. I should put that on a T-shirt. What, my vasectomy stuff?
Yeah.
Are you trying to? Well, try searching. I would.
Oh, here, Dr. Stein. You put him in a separate folder.
I
for
didn't.
that?
I didn't. You did. That's a folder you made.
I wouldn't make a folder.
It's
for
all
bits.
caps. It's all caps. That means you made it. Everything that you make is in all caps.
Okay.
That's it. You called it Stein.
That's all the Stein bits.
By the way, because I might as well talk about my trip to North Carolina. I wanted to save it for when Suds got here. All the way up and back. Certainly when you're driving through Florida. You know, he's got a lot of billboards, Dr. Stein.
Yeah, I've seen him.
With his face on. And every time we drive by, and I'm driving up with my daughter and son-in-law, and every time we drive by a billboard.
Do you really?
The first time I'm driving up and I point to the billboard and I go, "Look, honey, it's my vasectomy doctor." And she goes, "Really?" And I go, I said, "Honey, you should know my humor right now as I say things like the whole thing with Mango. I say things that are just honest and accurate, and everybody thinks that I'm kidding. I don't have to make things up. That's George's shtick. Is that it isn't shtick. That's
quite real.
I just say what's going on. Really?" And I said, "Yeah, that was him." I said, "That's the only guy that I can remember anyway.
touched your balls.
Has ever touched my
Are you kidding me?
my giblets."
The jewels.
He was handling them.
He didn't just touch him. He altered them.
Yeah. Altered
You know
them.
they have to rubber band your penis.
They're no longer almond shaped.
Did you know about that part?
Talk about balloon tricks, huh?
Well, here, you're right.
Yeah.
So here's what they have to do about your penis, because it gets in the way. The man's going to be operating on your. He's going to be operating on your scrotum. So.
Oh God!
So he's just holding up.
No. So he's got this thing.
Mommy.
It kind of looks
Uh,
like a roach
Boy.
clip, like a roach clip with a hangman's noose.
Wait.
All right, picture if you will.
I'm trying not to, but a roach clip with a hangman's noose.
You want me to draw this?
No. It's okay.
All right.
Sad hangman's
It's a roach
noose.
clip. It's a roach clip on one end,
Talk
and
about-
then it's a rubber band that's tied into a loop at one end.
And you're awake while this is happening.
Oh yeah, this is a 15-minute procedure. By the way, I'm talking about 15 minutes from the time you walk into the office to the time you limp out. It's like 15 minutes. Bing, bang, boom.
Boke, I'm very surprised that you didn't come up with a bit off of this one.
He came up with three. You got three.
Coming up next break, you'll hear it.
Sure, the Dr. Stein block. I have a Dr. Stein open. Show
about-
open.
Right, we're
Talk
quick.
about droopy penis.
There you go, Jack, just for you.
I'm gonna cut my balls so I can have sex with you.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
coming
coming
up.
up
That's a
next.
preview of coming attractions. No, I don't think I did talk about the penis noose.
Imagine hearing that in the lobby
The snooze.
before you get the penis noose.
So anyway, he's got to get both his hands in there to operate, because the procedure involves doing things with two kinds of hemostats and scissors.
Right.
You understand? The first, he gets the pointy hemostats, which I got to keep. The pointy hemostats pokes a hole through, and then he uses that to open up a hole in your scrotum. Then he
Yay.
reaches through with the ring hemostats, right? They look like a ring. They look like they're made to hold a tube, because they are.
Tube.
And he pulls out your vas. That's the name of vas web and vasectomy.
Right.
He pulls out the vas with that, and then he puts down the pointy hemostats, and then gets the scissors and starts to snip and clamp and things. But in the meantime, you don't want the penis in your way, because it'll be flopping all in your way.
Right.
Okay, so what they do is he has to tie it off.
And God forbid you have a good thought, which is
Oh,
probably
the last thing. That was the last
thing, right.
Yeah. When somebody's poking holes through my scrotum, the last thing on my mind is, hey, this is hot. I'm totally going to chub up right now.
No, I wouldn't say the actual act is the turn on.
I'd
It's
say
like, hey, I remember when Nancy
as a straight guy, seeing another man work in your junk is the opposite of erotic. First of all, under the best of circumstances, I mean, he could be dressed like Boca, and it would still be very unerotic, knowing that it's a dude. So it sounded like.
Yeah.
That's the penis banding. By the way, he does everything really quickly, so you don't even know what's going on. I mean, he kind of does a little play-by-play. He says, you can watch if you want to. And I'm like, no, you can dance if you want to. You can bring your friends along.
Was it really a rubber band?
It was really a rubber band, man.
That's what they do with hemorrhoids.
No, this is a different thing. So, all right, let me draw this for you.
That's okay.
Because you're getting a drawing.
All right.
You're getting a drawing. All right, you got the roach clip. You got the roach clip on one end here, okay? This is the roach clip. Okay, and then attached to it, there's a rubber band with a noose. Okay. Yeah. Now what he does is he puts your penis through the noose, through the loop, and cinches it down on your penis. Cinch, and then he takes the roach clip and clips it to your shirt so that the noose is holding your penis up and out of the way.
Next up, George will be.
And he says, I'm going to rubber band your penis so that it stays out of the way. And I'm like, first thing that comes to my mind is like, you're gonna snap it with a rubber band. When somebody says I'm gonna rubber band you, what do you think that's going to mean?
They're going to ask you to a fetish
I've
factory party?
I've never seen this device before, so I looked down and like, oh wow, that's a really. I immediately started thinking of other applications for that device. Like, let's say that you're driving and you're eating a banana and you need both your hands and you don't want to set the banana down because then the banana will touch something. Right? You know, so you want something to hold the banana. This thing. Like, just put it through the loop there and then put the roach clip from your rear view mirror like a cowboy roach clip, and there's got a banana holder, a little banana hammock.
Would you really want to remind yourself of something like that?
Every day. I made myself a roach clip that looks just like that.
The roach clip that clips to your shirt, and then
the shirt, and then the noose.
The noose goes around your penis.
Yes, I mean,
but to hold your penis in place.
Yes.
Well, now
right.
what I want to know
he puts your penis through the loop, cinches the loop down, and then pulls the entire arrangement up and clips it to your shirt so that the loop is pulling on your penis and holding it straight up, because that's out of the way. Straight down would be in the way.
So was that device invented by a Republican?
Maybe.
Okay.
Next up,
sounds like David Vitters would like that.
Yeah. So after he rubber bands your penis, then he proceeds to poking and cutting and carving. And talk about thorough. He doesn't just cut the tubes, but there's a sheathing. Did you know? There's your vas has it's got a sheath.
Next up, The Root Canal by George Rodriguez.
That's a Henry David Thoreau.
It's Suds.
Over there.
Hey,
Montfrere.
Suds open.
Welcome, Suds.
Suds, ladies and gentlemen. Appropriate open on the way.
All right.
Just notice my hands are freezing.
Mine are soft.
Who wants to hold hands with
Don't-
a cactus?
Don't tell Petey Lenny.
Is that a fresh manicure? Get it?
Yeah. Get it? Yeah.
I'm going to change my name to Manny Petty.
We're talking about rubber bands on penises.
Oh, yeah. I took mine off
You missed
before I
that.
came down. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about colonoscopies next.
Oh, man. I've had two. No, I've
Yeah?
never had one. I'll tell you, they're worth having.
Really?
Just because of the crap they give you.
Ah.
Oh, man.
Awesome.
It really is. Oh, boy.
I can't wait for mine. I want to be able to. I want to be conscious enough to watch, to take a tour through my digestive system.
I guess you can get a tape.
I mean, the Magic School Bus, that only just gave me a taste of it.
Here's the thing. When you go to do this, wear a snowsuit because it's just colder than hell.
Doctor's offices. That was another conversation I was having yesterday. Got taken out to Denny's, and I grabbed I grabbed my flannel. I grabbed a flannel, and she's like, it's hotter as hell out there. And I go, Denny's, the movie theater, and doctor's offices.
Yeah.
I don't know why. They must have got collusion with the AC companies. They have this rule where they have to have it as cold as a meat locker in those places.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
and we walked into Denny's and we're like,
they
dude,
have
right,
to
this
do
place
it
is
because
freezing.
of the super bug.
Super Bud?
Bug.
Not a bug.
Oh, I was like,
Super Bud,
I got all
now.
excited. Woohoo!
No,
Super Bud.
Yeah, where is it?
The,
I know where to get that.
Well, I don't know what it's called. It's,
Volkswagen, maybe.
It's a
The Super Beetle.
No, it's the
but it's a
flu.
It's a some kind of a bacteria
Mm-hmm.
that is very resistant to even me. So That's mainly the reason why, is they keep it so cold. The bacteria is actually, if you stand and watch, you can see them running out from underneath the door, cracking the door. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
You said crack.
Yeah, I did.
So welcome, Suds.
Well, thank
Once
you very
again,
much. Thank
to our
you.
palatial and exciting
This is
studios.
Suds Coleman, and this is CNN.
We can't smoke our pipes in these studios.
Yeah.
I know, I missed that because that was a big part of the
Yeah,
Spick
that
and
was
Suds
fun,
shows. We
sure.
smoke our pipes. Boca's got his atomic cigarette.
I'm going to have to... how's that
Don't
work?
do it.
Pretty good?
Well, Suds quit the smoking of the cigarettes.
Yeah.
So don't start on again.
You know, the last time... I always have one when I see a Brit.
Yeah.
And,
a cigarette?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
What's
oh,
this
wow.
now?
That's an electric.
That's an
What is it?
e-cigarette. I've seen those,
Well,
yeah.
I've never even tried one of these.
Do you just
so old.
suck on it?
Give it a try.
Well, it's kind of
You
fun just to
suck.
hold it again. Yeah. And another thing, young man.
Now,
you know.
now I'm jealous. I don't have anything to hold. Hand me that rubber band over
Well,
there.
how's
would
it
you,
work?
Jack?
What do I do?
I want to band something up. Do you just
Must
suck
be
on
working.
it?
I'm coughing already.
Do you just?
So you just
It's
take a hit?
suction
You gotta
activated.
suck pretty hard.
Oh, look at that. He sucks on it and it lights up. Wow!
He's sucking so hard. Works. It doubles as a
Yeah.
flashlight.
We'll drown in
Oh,
it.
it's smooth.
Speaking of vaporizers that cough, everybody's talking about the wax, the weed wax.
Uh-huh.
Have you tried that
I
yet?
know. I don't even know what it is.
Okay, it's very, and I'm gonna get a lot of calls. I hope. Oh, you know what? If I turn Skype on, it would help me get some calls.
Yeah,
over here.
that probably helped just a little bit.
But what they do is, they render the weed in such a way they like extract all of the active ingredients from it and make it into a wax, and that's what they put into these devices like that.
I see.
These vaporizers, atomizers, whatever you want, electric cigarettes, e-cigarettes, and it works, but a little bit too well. If you ask me, no, I'm burping over here.
Oh, I
should
don't
drink
know
some
about too
seltzer.
well. I mean,
Yeah, well, I took one hit off of one, and I'm still coughing from it, and that was like 6 months ago.
I'm waiting for the pot patch. You know?
The patch.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Anybody got some pineapple?
Well, I've never been like the weed food. I don't know about you, but it just makes me sleepy. It doesn't have the effect that I would like it to have.
Oh.
No
like
munchies?
weed brownies and weed cookies. It just makes me want to take a nap.
No, well,
Yeah.
you know, I was going to do
But
that
the wax,
anyway, but
the wax is just—it's really, really strong. You got to hit it very lightly. If somebody says, "Hey, look, I got some of that wax
Yeah.
over here," just remember it's really, really potent. You'll drown in it. It like coats your lungs in wax.
wow. Well,
And you-
sign me up,
and you
baby.
you just might drown. And look, Suds comes in here, and I'm all
You
hot
know,
already.
last year at this time, and probably the year previous at this time, I was be sitting here saying to you guys, well, you know, I'm just going to put all this stuff down and put it on my printer. No.
Yeah.
No. I was last night going around the house, finding little bits and scraps of paper and stuff where I'd written things down, and then try to get the transcript over here onto something I can actually read. And
Look at that paper.
Oh, by the way,
What's
I wanted
that?
to announce right now that my concert at SeaWorld, I've canceled it.
Oh, good,
Yeah,
good,
so-
because Blackfish,
Yeah.
Whitewater. What's the name of that? That show?
Blackfish, Whitewater?
No, it is called Blackfish.
Yeah.
Willie Nelson
Yeah.
canceled. I think Hart canceled.
Yeah,
Everybody's
Hart
canceling.
canceled.
Good. It's about time. I feel kind of bad. I have mixed feelings about it because I got to go see Hugo and Lolita at the Miami Seaquarium get splashed
Oh,
by
yeah,
Hugo.
yeah.
But you don't know any better. And you go to the circus, the Ringling Brothers, and
Mm-hmm.
here's all, the elephant acts and everything. And it's cool and it's fun when you're a kid. But morality catches up with you. So I'm kind of sad that, number one, the world is becoming a place where the kids aren't going to see animal acts. And that's a good thing because I think it's bad. And I think it's bad to revel in it. I feel like, like maybe the Romans must have felt like after leaving the Colosseum, it's like, is that
Yeah.
really good? Was that a good thing?
You know, I've stayed at Animal Kingdom up there at Disney a couple of times. And, I always think about that up there. But then again, Disney, they don't screw around too much.
Not,
and,
yeah, that's a little bit different, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and I had the actual experience of going out on my balcony and coming face to face with a giraffe at about 7:15 in the morning. Boy, is that an
Talk about room
Holy crap. Talk about pot wax. And then about 20 minutes later, I also got to see them, one of them, lay down. You ever watch a giraffe lay down?
It's a weird, complicated. Yeah, they got to spread their legs and not worth it. That's why the horses stopped doing it. They go, this is a pain in the ass. And then I got to get back up. No, we're just not going to lay down. I'm going to lay down once in my life when I die. The horses.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, what if it's a fire?
They stand up once. They lay down once.
Yeah.
The horses. That's it.
Yeah.
When they're
Never
born.
see Mr. Ed laying down, I'll tell you that.
No, they're not. They're sick. They're sick when they're laying down.
I was watching Antenna TV the other day.
Antenna TV.
What is that?
They're running.
Is that the name of a show or an actual TV with
It's
an
a-
You
antenna?
have to run out and
It's
buy
a
an
network.
antenna to get it.
No,
So-
it's on. I think Channel 33 is subcarrier
Okay.
deal. Anyway, they're running a bunch of crap like that. I'll tell you what, Wilbur's wife. Oh, I had forgotten.
Oh, Connie.
I don't know what her actual name is.
Connie Haynes.
Well, we can look it up.
Wilbur's right. Yeah, there you go.
On the internet.
85% of all arguments now end up with, look that shit up on Google.
Right.
Yep.
That's what I lost an argument with my 11-year-old when she was 8 years old.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, over flogging Molly. No, that's not the name of a weed or a.
Connie
I
Hines.
don't remember that band.
I was close. Connie
they're,
Hines.
They're an Irish
Is that
band.
what it is? Connie Hines?
They're an Irish modern folk rock band.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah,
they were
yeah.
formed in America, and I kept saying no, they're not from Ireland.
Yeah.
Hey now.
Hey, she was a taste.
She was, she had the, well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, back in the days of black and white TV, and when I was, how old is that show?
There you go
I
with
must
the
have
black
been
60.
9 or something. And yeah, she was Babe-olicious on television.
Yeah, she.
I was watching a movie on Netflix, one of those old '60s exploitation movies with bikers in it. You know?
Yeah.
And just really hot women, and a lot of boobs and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking there while I'm watching it, thinking these women are all so hot. Yeah, they're probably all dead.
But they got fur pie.
Most
Those
of
are
them.
the fur pie girls.
I watched a movie on
Yeah,
Lifetime.
that was that kind of movie. Yeah, body hair doesn't scare me.
I watched a movie on
That's how old I
Lifetime
am.
last week and got a yeast infection. So,
Are you sure you're watching Lifetime or Lifestyle? The Lifestyle
Yeah.
channel. Good Lord. No, the mic switch is. I don't even know if that microphone has a mic. There it is. Now,
I'll just turn my head and cough right into.
we'll turn it on now.
Oh,
There you go.
Never mind.
It wouldn't be any different from when I was on the Spirit flight. By the way, everybody within the sound of my voice, do not fly Spirit Airline.
Oh,
It's Chuck E. Cheese in the sky,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Every toddler, every little pooping pants baby. What's wrong with parents that they have to bring little children on a plane?
What would you like to be able to
plane?
drone strike them?
with them?
Little children on a plane. How about 'cause
Babies.
Listen. Little children on a plane makes sense because people got to go somewhere, and sometimes they have children.
That's what
How about-
rental cars
How
are
about
for.
little children at the R-rated movie slasher film?
Are
No
you
business.
serious? Yeah.
How about little children at the club with the loud music? How about little children at the roller rink? Here's
Kids
a couple.
belong on a roller rink.
No.
Yeah.
Babies in a baby stroller at the roller rink, and they're blasting music, and the baby's crying, and the mom's like, "What a surprise!" And people are going into the office and you turn the music down. Lady, this is a disco on wheels. Take your baby out of here. What are you thinking? And the movie theater with explosions and axe murders and women screaming.
No, that
What-
wasn't
what-
startled.
You're
That
not
wasn't startled
entitled.
child.
When you have a
Oh,
baby,
what could go wrong there?
Yeah.
Jack?
when you have a baby, your life is over for at least the first 2 years. Just stay away, stay out of society, hang out with each other, staying out with other people with puking, crapping.
I tell you, the only thing missing from that flight was the jugglers.
Yeah.
And the
Is that-
magicians.
oh, boy.
I know who could tie balloon animals.
It smelled like diapers and garlic for 3 hours on the plane.
Wow.
I had to get, and you can't leave. That's the difference, George. You cannot step outside and leave.
No, I know.
You're
I was on a
trapped.
flight when I was 9 years old on my way to Los Angeles to visit my father. Boy, what a fun trip that was! And I was on a 747. At least I got to say I was on a 747. Middle seat, middle row. Okay, because they had like
Yeah.
three rows. Middle seat, middle row. On my right side, giant fat guy. All right, who was half
have a
on
name
my
tag?
seat. I was his armrest. All right, his elbow was in the middle of my chest. That was it. He wasn't. There was nowhere else for him to go. So I was not just seat belted in, but pinned in with this guy and his aroma of cheese. And then on my left was mommy with baby. In those days, baby just sat on mommy's lap. It was the olden days, like something out of Mad Men. You didn't have to strap the baby in; just put it on your head, just like a basket of laundry or a jug of water or something.
Under the dashboard.
So anyway, mommy apparently didn't want to either didn't have an extra diaper or didn't want to change it, so the baby had shat itself. So I had cheese, fat cheese over here, and then shit over here on the one side.
I see.
On a trip from Miami to Los Angeles.
Excellent.
And I was trapped.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, fun stuff. But the children on the plane, you're just gonna have to deal with that.
Children on a plane.
It's the other. It's the other stuff.
Children.
I don't understand the children at the disco and the children at the movies.
They're not
and-
children. We're talking under one. We're
No,
talking under
babies.
two.
But
Yeah.
people travel, and sometimes they have babies.
Let them rent a goddamn car.
Yeah.
But you're not allowed to go to the movies. Rent a goddamn car. Listen to you. You're so insensitive. You have a baby.
There's a lot of things
I
you
would
could
not
do on a
take it
plane
on
to
a
kind of
plane.
distract yourself, I guess.
They're
You know,
traveling for the
I've never-
holidays.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They've got to take the baby up to grandma's house.
Are we the Wi-Fi free here?
Yep.
Yeah, we do the same thing. As a matter of fact, let's take a break and
All right.
and connect our various devices. That
Oh,
we were-
I'm
we were
okay.
just
I just didn't know if I
discussing
could-
before
not
you showed up.
finding it, but,
I still want to take a break. I got to eat some
I
Alka-Seltzer or
see.
something. 101 and all.
I have
Heartburn Radio.
4G ideas and dial-up motivation.
SoFloRadio.com.
It's not just the 1 to 2 hour, it's a phenomenon.
Are you kidding me?
I'm gonna tell you about my younger days when my health was good, but my mind was crazed by chemical interactions in my brain. Yes, I got high, you know it's true, but what I'm gonna relate to you will keep you just like me from going insane. Cause you know beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Yes, it's true. Beer is good for you. Yeah, keep off crack, speed, smoke, you'll just get dumber with every toke. Rocks in your head, no wonder it's called stoned. Your heart beats fast, eyes red as hell, the monkey just gets bigger till your money, lungs, and mine will all be blown. But you know beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Yes, it's true. Beer is good for you. 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 Here's to you. Beer is good for you. Dope carnivals inside your head can turn into freak shows instead. Face every imagined horror known to you. Beautiful and exotic, paranoid and psychotic. There's nothing left but sawdust when it's through. Hey, don't feel bad, don't feel blue about all this jive I'm laying on you. I'm just trying to make a point and make it clear. No, don't get angry, don't lose hope. Just because you can't use dope, you can always make a real good case of beer. Cause you know beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Yes, it's true. Beer is good for you. 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 Here's to you. Beer is good for you. Dark or light, it's brown as honey. Where this weight in gold or money. Oh, baby, that beer is good for you. Get your tongue a tingle and your mind a buzz, and wake up in the morning with a mouthful of fuzz. Oh, baby, that beer is good for you. And you know beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Yes, it's true. Beer is good for you. Not as good as sex, but it's better than jail. Hookers cost, but so does bail. Oh, baby, that beer is cheaper, too. So tell the man behind the bar, B-E-E-R. I'm telling you, beer is good for you. And you know beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Yes, it's true. Beer is good for you.
Start licking.
Beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Here's to you. Beer is good for you. I said that beer is, it's good for you.
Frankenstein, the snipper guy. You're in the right place to get vasectomized. Take off your shoes now and pull your pants down. Get in the stirrups and spread your legs wide. I got some panties up in the pantry. I keep them handy if you want to try them on. Some nylon stockings you might be wanting once that all of your manhood is gone. It's far less painful than you thought it was. I'm not gonna slice your thing off. It's just a snip here and one more clip there. Then tie your nuts up so you'll be sterilized. Don't be surprised now that for some time now your voice is gonna be very high. You've got an aroma. Let's pull that skin back so I can clean that. And now it's almost over. I'll pull your flap up and sew your sack up. You're lucky you're uncircumcised. Otherwise I'd have to put 2 steel clamps inside. Some side effects I should mention. You'll be more sensitive and shed more tears. Redecorate your house and float like a queer. Now you can sashay your way out of here. You're through. Tie up your gonads with Dr. Stein.
Oh, it's us now? SoFloRadio.com, George Rodriguez, Suds Coleman, Jack Frost, and the inimicable Boca Brit. How's that?
Okay, I'm going to see if this will work. And Christmas coming up, and a lot of people, getting the kids to bed. And come on, Jimmy, come on, Susie, time to go to bed. We'll wake up and, blah, blah, blah. So this is Samuel L. Jackson reading a good bedtime story. Are we all set? See,
we're all
first
set.
We're going to be
that.
all set and see if it'll work. Okay.
Crank that.
Oh, wait a minute.
Crank that cheat.
Okay.
Give it some juice.
Here we go.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Volume.
Okay.
You got yours all the way?
Cats nestle close to their kittens. The lambs have laid down with the sheep.
Mommy.
You're cozy and warm in your bed, my dear. Please go the fuck to sleep. The windows are dark in the town, child. The whales huddle down in the deep.
Ah, yes.
I'll read you one very last book if you swear you'll go the fuck to sleep. The eagles who soar through the sky are at rest, and the creatures who crawl, run, and creep. I know you're not thirsty. That's bullshit. Stop lying. Lie the fuck down, my darling,
and do what?
And sleep. The wind whispers soft through the grass, hun. The field mice, they make not a peep. It's been 38 minutes already. Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Go to sleep.
Do you like it?
I do.
All the kids from daycare are in dreamland. The froggy has made his last leap. Hell no, you can't go to the bathroom. You know where you can go?
Where?
The fuck to sleep. The owls fly forth from the treetops. Through the air they soar and they sweep. A hot crimson rage fills my heart, love. For real, shut the fuck up and sleep. The cubs and the lions are snoring, wrapped in a big, snuggly heap. How come you can do all this other great shit, but you can't lie the fuck down and sleep? The seeds slumber beneath the earth now, and the crops that the farmers will reap. No more questions. This interview's over. I got 2 words for you, kid. Fucking sleep. The tiger reclines in the simmering jungle. The sparrow has silenced her cheep. Fuck your stuff, bear. I'm not getting you shit. Close your eyes, cut the crap, sleep. The flowers doze low in the meadows, and high on the mountains so steep. My life is a failure. I'm a shitty-ass parent. Stop fucking with me, please. And sleep.
What word did you say?
The giant pangolins of Madagascar are snoozing as I lie here and openly weep. Sure, fine, whatever. I'll bring you some milk. Who the fuck cares? You're not gonna sleep.
No.
This room is all I can remember. The furniture, crappy and cheap. You win. You escape. You run down the hall. As I nod the fuck off and sleep.
There you go.
Bleary and dazed, I awaken to find your eyes shut. So I keep my fingers crossed tight as I tiptoe away and pray that you're fucking asleep. We're finally watching our movie. Popcorn's in the microwave. Beep. Oh, shit. God damn it. You gotta be kidding. Come on. Go the fuck back to sleep.
Happy Purim.
I want to make sure now that the audience is asleep. I just wrote a note to myself.
That was relaxing.
Lullabies on a radio show.
Wow.
Bad idea.
Yeah.
You know, we can't.
Samuel L. Jackson reading a bedtime story.
Not going to be able to do that on the new
was
SoFlo
him?
radio.
Are you kidding
me? He does everything. We might be cleaning up the station.
Really?
We're going to split the station. Did
Yeah.
I tell you that? Because I'm very torn. We want to create a foul language free internet radio station because we're scaring some people away, potential advertisers.
Well, fuck them.
Yeah, in some shows. So we're gonna switch. We're gonna move the foul language programming like this show to another internet radio station that I've already registered the website specifically for that purpose. And did I already tell you?
No.
Fuck you radio.
Yeah,
dot
I like
com.
It's terrible.
I have it. It's
Our
mine.
colors bring out the glory of your
I
anal
I
warts.
wanted to be.
I don't know.
I have a laser for that. I wanted to be very specific about what kind of content.
I see.
You can hear
What
on
kind
the
of content?
You can hear on the on that kind of a radio station, and there you go. It's the fuck you kind. I also registered FU radio so that we can talk about fuck you radio on places where you can't say fuck. And then FU radio just forwards you to fuck you radio.
I like it. Yeah.
It's not just a name, it's a statement. Because, radio.
Yeah.
Like we said, it's not going to be a term.
Yeah.
Radio is going to refer to audio entertainment. The using a radio device to pick up your audio entertainment, that is going away. That's already becoming a thing of the past.
Oh, yeah.
Your car stereo used to mean the radio, but now it's not going to refer to radio. It is your audio playing device. What that audio is entirely up to you. It could be anything from the webs or anything in your music library. Speaking of because you said the earbuds, and I had to resort to earbuds to shove the horrible music out of my when I go roller skating on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
DJ douchebag, world's worst DJ, and an asshole. He insists on he hates people. I think he's got a lot of problems. First of all, I think he hates people just in general because he's a short guy.
Yeah.
He's short black guy. So I think he just hates people because I understand that when you're short, people well, first of all, they're all they don't even have to do anything to you. Just the fact that they're looking down on you and you're looking, and you have to look up to talk to people, that pisses off short people a lot. As it is, they develop the Napoleonic complex and everything. I'm very fortunate that I had friends that slapped that right out of my system early on. It's like, looky here, you're short, and then they grabbed me and shook me. You're short.
How's
Deal
that
with
again?
it. We don't care.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You're short. You don't care. Just stop acting like an asshole. You don't have to, you're short. That's bad enough. Don't act like an asshole. So I got that out of my system early on, the whole Napoleonic complex. But this guy, I think he hates people in general. He hates white people specifically.
Yeah.
Because I think that he takes, well, first of all, he takes all the complaints about the music, personally, really personally. And I think that he thinks that the problem that everyone has who complains about the music is because he's playing black music. And that is not the case at all. They could play nothing but black music at the roller rink, and I'll be perfectly happy. I mean, after all, funk, most of my favorite skating songs are on a CD called Masters of Funk, all right? And they're all black people. So don't give me that shit. Good Times by Chic,
right?
Nile Rodgers. Last time I checked, that guy.
Yeah.
Give It To Me Baby by Rick James. Last time I checked, that guy. So I could just go on and on. You could have all black skating session, all black music, and I'll be the first one in line right there. But he plays that slow
Syrupy
R&B.
Love making music.
So,
The
so I had
stylistic
to, so I had to shove, and I'm getting to a point, I have to shove the earbuds into my ears so that I can skate to my own music, and because he plays it way too loud too. Overmodulating the speakers. He's destroying your speakers over there, Joyce. But my daughter, way ahead of me, she took her Hello Kitty earbuds out onto the floor.
You can wear mine.
She has an iPod. She has an iPod, and they have Wi-Fi there. And here's what the kids are doing these days. They listen to music with YouTube. That's how they listen to music. She, her friends, they'll sit there all together, and they'll just dial up whatever video they want to watch on
do
YouTube.
too.
If they want to sing along, they'll dial up the one, they'll search for the one that has the lyrics, and they'll watch that. So she skates around watching YouTube videos on her iPod at the roller rink with their earbuds in. That's what the world is coming to. You, your device, and whatever you want. What was that? I shared a meme that someone posted on Facebook, which I love Facebook. I'm getting between Facebook and The Daily Show. That's how I get my real news, because you can't from CNN. I got something to say about that too. But and then I forgot the point that I was on my way to make. You're the meme that I was going to share. It said, I have a device in my pocket that is able to access all of the knowledge that the human race has gathered. I use it to look at pictures of cats and to argue with strangers.
What kind of cats?
LOL cats.
Oh, okay.
See the barking cat?
Groovy cats.
I has
Just wanted to make
cheeseburgers.
sure.
Grumpy cat.
I has cats.
I has cheeseburgers.
See the barking cat?
I want to do
cat's barking like a dog, and he's sitting in a room by himself, barking like a dog. And the guy comes around the corner with his video camera. The cat looks up and goes, I swear to God, and this is on YouTube. The cat looks up at the guy and goes, meow.
Have you seen?
Did she say that'll be $50 after?
That should have been, yeah.
Have you seen the what do you call it? Hang on a second, I gotta get this up. Have you seen the cat dressed in a shark costume riding a Roomba around the kitchen?
No, I have seen cats riding Roombas, but not in a shark suit.
What?
You have seen? All right. Play some cat search music.
All right. Hey, I have some right here.
Okay.
It just so happens.
Yeah, this is a song also on YouTube, by the way. Let me see make sure I got it.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Can that be seen on
No, I'm not. Are you playing the macaron?
Yeah.
That guy looks like Harry Nilsson.
Chacarone, chacarone.
Anyway, there. No, the audience can't see this.
Oh, the cat on the back.
Cat wearing a shark costume, riding a Roomba around the kitchen.
Well, the funny part of it is there's a woman out there loading the dishwasher there. And she's not even. It was like,
No,
this
it's nothing.
happens all the
No,
time.
the cat's on the Roomba again. Wearing the shark costume this time. Wasn't as funny as when he was wearing the Captain America costume. But cat's just having a good old time.
Macaroon.
I gotta show this to Judy. She'd be mesmerized.
There it goes.
Why do I get the feeling the cat is saying this broad keeps dressing me up one more time?
Yeah.
I'm pissing on a pillow.
Look how patient the cat
It's
is.
almost like worth buying the Roomba and a cat.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Yeah, he's happy.
he's having a good time.
It's a happy cat. Hey, if you were riding around a Roomba wearing a
Yeah.
shark costume, you'd be happy too. I love the turns, the way it looks when it turns.
Jeez.
Yeah, what do you got over there? Anything for me? No, okay, I'm just going to stay over here on the Roomba.
This video actually fits Macaroon. I'm telling you.
Chacarón, chacarón,
That is Macaroon. I actually did a little
Okay, there we go.
investigation into Macaroon.
Yeah?
Now, this is what I found out from a guy from Panama. Because apparently this is a Panamanian thing.
Okay. It's a bad
He
Randy's in
said
here. She might be
his
calling.
example was, you're walking down the street, Jack and I are walking down the street, and here comes George and Brittany in a brand new Rolls-Royce convertible down Hollywood Boulevard, ice cream cones in one hand, phones in the other, and bam, right into a palm tree. And Jack looks at me and goes, Macaroon.
I don't get it.
Me neither.
What?
Randy might get it.
Basically, what a boneheaded idiot.
Oh.
Okay.
Hey, Macaroon. Oh, look, they have a dog. They have a dog too. So I want to help me out here. I want to take a picture for Facebook, and I want to incorporate as many cliches as I can. So here's what I got so far. I want a picture of me holding my plate of food and a cat. It's a selfie, and somebody behind me photobombing. What else? And then I'm going to make a meme out of it.
What a bunch of ridiculous crap
What's
about
that?
the Obama selfie.
Oh,
nothing else
geez.
to talk about.
Every time I turn on my TV, I roll my eyes and groan like, really?
Look
Like,
what he
why
did.
don't you? Like, why aren't you making a big deal, CNN? Because this is on CNN. Why aren't you making a big deal out of the NSA spying program? When are you going to report about Iceland overthrowing its government and putting all the bankers in jail over the same shit that they did to us over here? You know, the bankers screwed us. So what did we do? We paid them. We actually paid them for gambling with our money and paying themselves and screwing us over. We actually bailed them out and paid them. Nobody went to jail over it. And nobody in government went to jail or lost an election because of it. Even though these people that ripped you off, we're going to give them more of your money, okay, to fix the problem that they created. In Finland, out. Everybody out. Everybody in government out. Bankers in jail. New constitution goes like this. Did I say Finland? I meant Iceland.
Yeah.
I want to say Finland. It was Iceland.
Well, go ahead and say Finland.
Iceland, and they had a nationwide candle vigil. Did you see that?
Yes,
Again on
yes.
Facebook, because for the first time in their history, the police shot and killed someone.
Wow.
First time in the history of their nation, someone was shot and killed by the police. The police generally speaking, don't carry weapons. But
Just
most
throw ice spears.
Icelanders are armed. With at least rifles, and this guy was mentally ill, and he was a maniac, and he was threatening people with a rifle, and they tried to talk him out of it. I think he took some shots at them, and they were like, please, please, please don't make us shoot you. As opposed to the cops over here, they shot the guy for watering his lawn.
Yeah.
Over here in Miami, they shot the guys that robbed the Walmart. What was it? Shot over 100 times.
Right.
By cops from 3 different departments. 2 cops were shot, but they found no guns on the 2 victims or in the cars. So the 2 cops that were shot with friendly fire. Because it was a Mexican firing squad surrounding the car, everybody just shooting in the general direction of this car, turning it to Swiss cheese, and cops tasering people. They'll say hello. Cops tasering people. Cops, and I post all of these things on Facebook, by the way. If you're not one of my Facebook friends, and you're probably not even listening to the show, cops trying to confiscate people's phones and cameras for filming them doing things. The latest one, the cops threw a 75-year-old lady to the ground.
And you can hear her head going thump on the ground, and somebody was filming it, and the cops were like, "You need to stop filming this. I want you to stop filming this. I'm within my rights." And the cop kept like blocking the shot, and the person filming it is like, "I'm not breaking any laws. Oh, what's your name? I don't have to tell you my name." I love people like that.
Yeah.
Post all that stuff like that. You can Google how to talk to cops or how to negotiate a police encounter on YouTube. There are a lot of really good, informative videos, especially people looking like you, Suds.
I have a former police encounter quite often. My
you kinda
bartender,
fit,
she was a police officer.
You kind of fit the racial profile. So
yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, that's the first thing. You know,
as an ecstasy dealer,
I'm driving a 2002 Chrysler.
Yeah.
So look at me. Yeah, they're after my ass.
You look like I see someone like you. First thing I want to do is look up your butt and see if you've got any ecstasy in there.
Yeah.
That's
well, there was.
That's where you
or
people
prostate. Or prostate.
When you get old, like the guy, the Obama selfie. I don't even know anyone anymore who has a steady enough hand to take a selfie. So.
That Waffle House picture that you complimented me on, my new profile picture.
Yeah.
That's not only is that a selfie, people are like, that's a great shot. They think that somebody actually lined the sign up. Not only is that a selfie, but I'm walking. Well, I snapped the picture. That was an afterthought. I'm walking out of Waffle House. There was a hat, the free hat standing there, so I'm walking out with it, and my daughter's like, put the hat on. So I put the hat on. I handed her my hat, and then as we're walking to the car, I just pulled my phone out. It wasn't until I got back home.
That was the first time I didn't see you do a Dean Martin pose.
What's my Dean Martin pose?
When you're surrounded by beautiful broads with a drink in your hand.
Because it was a selfie.
No, it was actually a funny picture.
I had heartburn for 2 days after that. Waffle House.
Yeah. Oh, I love the Waffle House.
When you don't want to fuck around.
Yeah.
That's
there you go.
That's the parentheses. There's comfort food, and then there's Waffle House. Listen.
Can you name the 8 ways to make potatoes?
Forget Cracker Barrel. Waffle House, you look at the menu, and the top of the menu should say,
death.
Here it is. Here it is. We know this is what you want. Order bacon.
Yeah.
Order bacon at the Waffle House. It's slabs of bacon. It isn't the little strips that look like adhesive bandages.
You can
it isn't
read
something
through.
Printed out. It looks like it was printed on a sheet. Right, exactly. You can read through. Yeah. I'm going to use this for sunglasses.
Yeah.
No. Big old
3D shades.
Two bacon steaks. That's what it was like. You need a knife and fork to eat the bacon. And then the Angus burgers. The Angus burgers is like everything. If you go right down the menu, it's like we know why you came in here. We're here for you. Don't worry. No one's going to judge you here. But for me, it's all about the hash browns, and they know it.
It's kind of like a Twitter dining room.
They have a hash brown section. They have 3 sizes of hash browns. The small, medium, and large, the single, the double, the triple.
Yeah.
And then they have all these toppings that you can put on it, and then nicknames for it. Like they have topped, capped, smothered, smeared, raped, plagiarized, and it all means something like capped means put mushrooms on it. Chunked means to put some chunks of something else. What is it? Smothered means with chili. They put the chili, which, by the way, chili? You want to talk about chili? We know what you want there, too.
If it's smothered, that means whatever's underneath went bad.
Yeah.
Since we're on the topic of food, I have a question for Suds.
Oh.
Had Mr. Food lived?
Hey, he lived in my neighborhood,
Did he really?
Yeah.
You mean Channel 10's Mr. Food?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about this, when I'm deep in thought, this is what comes into my mind. Would he have made it to round 3 and chopped?
He snorted. Do you need a tissue?
Oh, no.
Died too soon, the man.
Was Mr. Food fat?
I only ever saw him actually out around in the neighborhood, maybe once or twice.
Was he fat?
Yeah.
No, well.
I have a fat story.
Not grotesque.
Oh, he was fat. He was, Jesus. Yeah.
Went to North Carolina for Thanksgiving, and I got a few stories about that.
Uh-huh.
At some point, I'm going to talk about Cubans and their mental illness when it comes to time. No, it's not just Cuban time. It's more than that. But anyway, so we're on Grandfather Mountain. It's colder than hell, but it's a beautiful day. You got pictures. Grandfather Mountain, highest mountain.
God bless you.
In the Appalachians, as you know, and a major tourist attraction there in the area, with a museum and a restaurant there. They have a bridge, the mile-high swinging bridge, and it doesn't swing so much anymore. It used to be made of rope and wood, which, boy, I'd like to have visited it then in those days, because there's a swinging bridge that goes over the river in Montana, but it more like, and it doesn't swing so much as it bounces.
Yeah.
But now that swinging bridge has been replaced by one of, it's got like steel cables, and it's more or less rigid with like aluminum planks on it.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I know the type.
So it doesn't swing so much, and there's a sign there that says no more than 40 people at a time on the bridge. And I'm standing there, first of all, going, who's counting? Who's counting the people on there? And so there's people getting on from, there's people just walking all the way across. There's people on the other side walking this way. There's people on this side walking that way. People are just getting on willy-nilly. I'm like, who's counting? I'm like, going one. And as soon as I get close to figuring out who's on the bridge, more people jump on the bridge. So whatever. I thought, you know what? Bridge isn't collapsing with these people on there. I'm striding around. There's children on the bridge. I'm not going to be a pussy. I walk across the bridge. My son-in-law, on the other hand, did not walk across the bridge. So anyway, so I'm walking across the bridge, and then we get some pictures taken and everything. I walk back across the bridge. Some of my family is still over there on the other side. It's over a big chasm. Like when you look down, it's like...
What is the distance across the bridge?
I would say...
3 feet.
No, maybe 30 yards, 40 yards. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. It's a span. It's a commitment, man.
Yeah.
You get out there in the middle of that bridge, and you're like, okay, don't start having problems now, because that's just death on the jagged rocks below. So I'm back on the home base side. And some of my family's still over there, and I'm talking to the family on this side, and I have son-in-law who won't go across the bridge, trying unsuccessfully to get him to go across the bridge. And I'm going to go back and over there because there's really cool rock formations that you can stand on, and you have a panoramic view, and you can get more pictures taken. And I'm about to go out there, but then there's this really, really fat guy walking towards the bridge up ahead of me. I mean, really, like taller than me. He's about 6 feet tall and almost completely round fat.
Wow.
And I stopped. And I stopped and I go, all right. I don't think that he weighs what 40 people weigh. But I wonder, this is my paranoia. I wonder if when the bridge engineered this bridge, if they imagined everybody was going to be on the same plank of the bridge at the same time. Like, this looks like a pretty sturdy steel cable and aluminum bridge, but is it meant to withstand a lot of weight in one particular spot? You know what I'm saying? So I turned around and I just sat there on the pussy bench next to my son-in-law.
Yeah.
Because, all right, I went across and back. Because, been there, done that, got the pictures.
I think about that, too, and it's, and this is strange, this is something I've noticed getting older. Claustrophobia.
Yeah.
Never bothered me, ever. I noticed the last, this maybe 4 years ago, I was up at Disney and I rode the Mars, go to Mars ride deal.
Okay.
And you're in this little capsule thing, bugged the crap out of me. In fact, I got off and I went back on again just to see if that was it. That and heights.
Yeah.
Another thing never bothered me, and I was just looking at a picture of this glass balcony that's on the it used to be the Sears Tower in Chicago. I forget what it is now. And you just walk out onto this piece of glass. And it's just looking at that picture. I was going, hey, wait a minute, no. I didn't even want to see that.
I hear you. I used to really love climbing trees and then hanging precariously off of ledges and everything like that. And there's this place in Fort Lauderdale where you take your kids called the Thunder Zone. Ever hear of it?
No.
It's got a lot of activities where the parents and the kids can do stuff together. They've got, it's pretty amazing. They've got
Can't be that amazing. It's called
games.
Thunder Zone, and I've never heard it.
Thunder Zone. It's for kids. It's for parents to take their kids. You wouldn't know. So they've got this game where you shoot Nerf balls at each other, and they automatically fall back into a bin and reload, and you can bounce them off of people's heads. You're in the, it's all these designated areas with activities. But up above that, they got these really high ceilings, and up above everything, they've got a feature called the Sky Trails. And the Sky Trails is an interconnected series of platforms. Okay? There's this little staircase that takes you up to the first platform. They put you in a harness with a safety line hanging from it that you hook up over your head and it slides around wherever you go. The trails themselves, however, are just cables.
Yeah.
That you walk on and hold on to another cable or a slack beam or something otherwise scary and precarious that, it's like moving under your feet. You have to hold on to a line to keep from falling. And of course, if you fall, the safety line will catch you, but then you're hanging from the ceiling like an idiot from a harness until one of the assistants can come over and pull you up. So you don't want to do that. Not to mention, it probably doesn't feel good to fall from this thing. And so
probably
anyway,
that initial snap there.
I go up there. I get all fastened up. I'm on platform number 1, and I look out over the cable that I need to walk across while holding onto another cable. I'm like, and like, just white knuckle panic taking over me, and I'm looking down, and the kids are running around, and kids are like, "Are you gonna go, mister?" I'm like, "No, go ahead." And the kids are like little 8-year-old kids are just running past me. They're running across the cable. They're just running past me like just running from one thing to another, bouncing around these things, just looking for something to throw at each other, just bouncing around these things. And I had to do it. I thought, I'm not going to look like a scaredy cat in front of these kids and these parents that I'm with there. And I grabbed onto the line that you're supposed to hold, and I just scooted my ass across there and until I could. But you're right, scary. Where did my courage go?
I don't know if that would bother me as much as just walking out on that piece of glass, with nothing.
That would freak me out.
That would freak me out.
Especially,
see,
here's my worry. You got friends that live in high-rise apartments with the balconies. I don't like that because
it makes your balls tingle.
What if I get drunk?
It doesn't bother me out on a regular balcony.
What if I get drunk?
Yeah,
I don't want to get drunk at that guy's house. Hey, I'm having a party at my high-rise apartment. I'm on the 19th
get
floor.
Get drunk before you go there, and then that problem's taken care of.
No, I'm going to get drunk and do something stupid like, hey, look at me, I'm going to hang off this balcony.
You were asking me who owned the Sears Tower. It's a group of douchebag investors. Nobody in.
I can't remember.
Sears.
It does have a name.
Is it confirmed that they're douchebags?
What's that?
Is it confirmed that they're douchebags?
I confirmed it.
Oh, okay.
I am the source.
They're bags
you
of
can
douche.
Cite me.
It says right there. Look in Wikipedia.
And it's called the Willis Tower.
Oh,
and
yes.
one of the investor companies is Willis Real Estate. Blah 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 blah.
It's just like Joe Robbie Stadium. It'll always be Joe Robbie Stadium
to us.
Yeah.
He deserves
it. Sears Tower is going to be Sears Tower.
Yeah, he's actually one of the few people that invested. Well, it's not his own money, but he didn't use public money to build it.
Right, so. Exactly right.
Chrysler Building's owned by Sultan Bin Laden Sheikh El Douchebag.
That's my favorite building. It looks like a rocket ship.
I tried to tow it home. It's just too big.
Or an erect penis.
It's the only building. Chrysler Building trivia. It's the only building in New York City that ends in a point.
Not anymore. The new one that they built has a point.
No, single point. That's the Twin Towers.
It was so foggy. It was the fog. It's kind of cool. We looked at the new tower that they built.
Yeah.
And you only saw half of it. It was because the fog was so thick.
Oh, yeah.
It looked like half the building was there.
That used to happen to me in Seattle when I'd wake up and look out the window and the Space Needle was like right there, and it'd be gone.
I know it's so.
The fog
Where'd it go? Aliens! Yeah. It was a spaceship after all.
Yeah.
It looks like a spaceship.
They have some lights on it. Well, this time of year, as a matter of fact, for New Year's, and they have lights on it, and they have a big fireworks display there on New Year's Eve, and the lights give you the impression that the Space Needle is lifting off the ground, and they're shooting steam out of it and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
It is very cool, yeah. Check your internet connection New Year's Eve, because I think they carry it live now.
Yeah, all right.
And I know that nobody will want to be doing anything else except checking out your website for the Space Needle.
That's all I'm going to be doing.
They want to do something similar with the pavilion at the World's Fair in Flushing. The World's Fair site, which, by the way, next year's the 50th anniversary, so they're going to do things. You know, the Men in Black towers with the spaceships. What was it? Iron Man 2? What was it? What was it? Roger from Mad Men played Tony Stark's father.
Now I can't think
his real name
is
Slattery is his real name.
Yeah.
And that park, that was the World's Fair from 50 years ago.
Ask
Well,
the Google.
They're good.
I haven't watched Mad Men in ages. Did I miss anything?
It's not on.
Well, there's
no
new season.
I'm all caught up with Boardwalk
I missed
Empire.
the Zombies Sunday night.
I'm missing one season of Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah, I've got to catch up to that. What am I missing?
There you go. Oh, all kinds of good stuff.
I love
this
that
season
show.
here. You missed that
This is
one.
amazing.
The latest one.
The latest one.
The
Awesome.
last season of
yeah.
it.
Oh,
yeah.
You'll be very. No, I could tell him this part. You'll watch the Piggly Wiggly Man.
Why are you calling him a Piggly Wiggly Man?
Wait, don't.
You know,
That's
Why
what
do
he
you call him Piggly Wiggly Man? I don't.
He said he was the Piggly Wiggly Man. Remember, he was competing with A&P, and he had to call the main office.
Well,
I
you know,
can't say much more
my
without
standard
giving it
bearer
away.
right now is Breaking Bad. So what's
I missed the whole Piggly Wiggly thing.
When he was looking he was looking to rent the house. She wanted to get rid of the house.
Who?
The Piggly Wiggly Man.
Oh my God! I don't know who the Piggly Wiggly Man is.
Nope.
I'm sure he has a name.
This is going to be a song. isn't
One
it?
dating Dominity's
already,
mother, the whore, Dominique, the crack hole. She's on Smash.
Oh, that guy, the guy from Office Space.
Yes, he kind of looks like what's his name?
Yes.
If they cast that show correctly, he looks just like the real Nucky Johnson.
Okay.
That's how he looks. Kind of like Huckleberry. What's his name?
Huckleberry Finn.
Yeah, him.
No, what's good is this particular season is very black. Jack, you'll be happy to hear it's very black. Chalky White is awesome. We like, but listen, because I don't
that
even
guy?
know.
He is great.
He's great.
Who's the
and his
He ain't
nemesis,
never happy.
his nemesis, Dr. What's his
Narcisse.
Dr.
Dr.
Narcisse.
Narcisse.
the Jeffrey Wright character.
Yes, they're
Oh,
both
boy,
they're
he's
both
good.
great. Talk about
He's real good.
opposite ends of the spectrum, but they're phenomenal, and the interplay between them. And I just like Chalky. Big fan of Chalky since day one.
Have you watched The Wire before?
No.
Well, Chalky, the character, I believe his name is Michael Williams. He played a homosexual robber. I'm quite sure.
Is that somebody who robs homosexuals?
No, he's like the antithesis of what you'd be scared of in a black guy. Like he robs drug dealers and things like that. But he's also gay.
That's exactly what I think about when I think about black people.
Yeah, I bet. But no, it's if I know you like those creamy wrong choice of words.
Cookies.
Yeah. Creamy characters as far as like the depth. And,
Yes.
and he's
A creamy character.
Creamy character, yeah.
Yes. I like non-dairy creamy characters if you want to be specific.
Very
so.
specific, yeah. But no, he's a very complex character in that show, so I can only imagine how he is in this one.
I like the actor. I mean, I like
That's
the characters.
the scar across his face, right?
Chalky?
Yeah, Chalky.
I don't know.
You didn't see the scar across his face?
No.
Yeah, he's got a scar. Yeah.
across his face. Well, I got a bad TV. My
Yeah,
TV.
you don't watch black people like that, huh?
No,
That's what it
they all
is.
look the same to me.
Yeah, I
but my
bet.
TV has the
There
resolution.
are no black faces on the TV tube.
Listen, my
Chris
TV.
Rock.
I have an old cathode ray TV tube. It has the same pixel count as a light bright. So
just got to keep up really fast.
yeah, I can
Putting the
recognize
pegs in.
clown, not clown, and those are the two faces that I recognize. Black, not black.
Blacky.
Yeah.
it's Blacky.
As a matter of fact, if they don't have like the real extreme
Okay.
contrast blackface thing going on, I don't even know what it is.
There
black
it
guy.
is. There you go. Roy Phillips.
That guy.
He's the I can't show Suds because he's
Suds.
watching it, but the executive with Piggly Wiggly Market
Okay,
chain.
all right, man.
Well, I remember the Piggly Wiggly stores.
Well, they were pretty accurate about that because it was a
used to have
back
one.
in the 20s. That was
over
the
here,
first.
right across from Allen's.
Is that
Drugs. Yeah, I remember the Piggly Wiggly.
You had AMP in the north and Piggly Wiggly in the
No,
south.
I was watching House of Cards. I've got like 2 more episodes to go on that. And suddenly, last night, as a matter of fact, I'm watching House of Cards, and the intro is on. You watch it, George? Or
No, I'm supposed to.
I'm
but I
up
don't
to
have to.
episode 3.
Well, the BBC version of it, I've seen like probably 3 times. I loved that show.
Yeah.
And Kevin Spacey does a pretty damn good job. So I'm watching it last night, and the intro for it's on, you know, and they're going through Washington, D.C., and the music's playing. And I kept thinking, this is kind of Sopranos-like, the way it's
Kinda,
only
yeah.
instead of New York, New Jersey, we're going through Washington, D.C. Instead of mob guys, we've got politicians in D.C.
Yeah.
You know, and it's basically the same story,
They
only
merged
mob
it.
guys and politicians.
Yeah.
When you get around to watch it, George, kind of.
I will.
It's actually about my
Is it on the Netflix?
Yes.
My only
Well, that's
problem
the
with
only
the
place
show
it
is,
is, yeah,
and my problem with the show is the same thing I had with West Wing, and that it's really super carefully generic about the politics. They really don't.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like them to say a little bit more about, but it's still a good quality show.
I like the BBC version of it so well. I didn't watch it for a long time because I thought, how can it be any better?
I have to watch two versions
it's not
of
any
it.
better, but it's just as good.
But with English accents. I have to watch two versions of it?
No.
What's it about? House of Cards?
Not going to say. Not going to tell.
Okay.
Well, you
Good.
can tell
I'll
me
watch it.
he's a he's a senator.
He's
from North
he's
Carolina.
a senator, yeah, from Virginia, I think.
Is it
Or is it
Virginia?
North Carolina? Well, it doesn't
I
matter.
forget, but he's supposed to be a Democrat.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the part. But
And like I said, Kevin Spacey covers it well.
it makes Washington look like a sewer and a gutter, which it
Oh,
is. So there
God,
you go.
no, Slander! I don't
There you
believe
go.
you.
Very nice.
Well, I gotta pee.
Wow, where's
But
that
I
leaving
tell you
us?
this, I really want those ribs. They look so damn good.
Speaking of ribs,
Oh, man.
I didn't know until like about 3 or 4 days ago the McRib was back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I had real ribs in
I'm gonna
North
make
Carolina.
a confession here. 2:34 a.m.
Oh, no.
I'm in the drive-through lane at the Westin.
Dope.
Yeah, getting a McRib.
Listen,
Oh,
I'm
no.
going to order a case and build an addition.
Did you see the people posting what the McRib really looks like?
Yeah, I don't
It's like a Lego.
Smoky Mountain Barbecue in North Carolina, where
Uh-huh.
I got. I told you about the pint story. What happened?
Yes,
The
yeah.
pint of pork story, and I did get. I told the story, and then I did get another pint of pork. But normally I just go there and get the pork. But this time, just the ribs. I could see people that were serving ribs to people, and they watery. And I thought, some of those ribs. Oh my God! As Greg Fadick would say, juicy, melt off, what is it? Melt off the bone, baby back ribs. I just wanted to suck, just suck the meat off the bones, and all the Cubans, because Cubans like pork. They were all very impressed by the Smoky Mountain Barbecue, and so I went back and got back in line, and I said, I'm gonna go order a pint of pork. I told you that story, right? We were at the drive-through Smoky Mountain Barbecue. My wife says at the time, you gotta stop talking like these people. It sounds like you're making fun of them, because every time I go to North Carolina, I start talking like that, and it's not on purpose.
Yeah.
I just revert. And so I ordered a pint of pork. They serve it by the pint, and then you can make your own sandwiches out of it. That's all we
Could
wanted.
you pronounce it correctly, please?
Pint.
A pint of pork.
Well, I said pint, and they gave me a plate. They gave me the pork platter.
Uh-huh.
And I go, that's a plate of pork. And they go, I said pint. And they go, oh, a pint. You want a pint? And they corrected my order for me, and
There
I
you go.
shot the wife a dirty look there. I'm going to talk like these people, and I don't care if you think I'm making fun of them, because I don't want to get my order wrong anymore. So just back off.
You shut your trap.
Does this place have the
Inbred
clear
cousins?
baggies filled with water nailed to the roof?
Huh?
No, in case of what? Fire?
To keep bugs away.
Really?
No, this is the most cleanest.
Oh,
Smoky
okay.
Mountain. Well, they started out. It was
Bugs
just
away?
a trailer with a drive-up window, and their pork, their barbecue was so good that they bought like a real building that you could walk into and sit down. It is the cleanest place. I think they change the grease in their fryer every day. The hush puppies are just golden brown
boy.
and moist. The French fries taste like French fries. Everything is like golden. The floors are shiny. The bathroom is shiny and clean. Everybody's wearing white. All the metal parts in the kitchen, you can see the kitchen right there while you're ordering. Everything is all shiny and bright, and they all talk like this. And the lady that took my order, she was tattooed from right behind her fingernails all the way up to under her eyes. I mean, she's just all tattooed.
She had all type of colors.
She had
and
all
stuff
kinds of tattoos.
lined up.
We ain't like we used to be. Here, but
And she's been married for a whole 25 years to her uncle, cousin, brother there.
Possibly.
Yes, sir.
Well, that makes me want to go to the bathroom. So let's take a break so that I
Oh,
can go
no.
do that. I'm going to run down the bathroom over here. It's 12:2 on all bathroom break radios.
You
So
sure is nice. He is nice.
Longer, firmer, and fully packed with flavor. SoFloRadio.com.
Once upon a time, there was a girl named Stephanie who gathered a ragtag band of progressive jesters to rid the land of the great conservative darkness. and history was made in the great city of Madison when the sexy liberal comedy tour was born.
Seems like a long time ago.
And now is their triumphant midterm election return.
We're putting the band back together.
Yes, we can.
On March 29th, Stephanie Miller and her merry marauding collection of sexy liberal comics will return to where it all started, the Barrymore Theater in Madison, Wisconsin. Tickets are available online at barrymorelive.com. Don't miss the midterm mayhem and an early Scott Walker retirement party.
Take care now. Bye-bye then.
That's the Stephanie Miller Sexy Liberal Comedy Tour, March 29th at the Barrymore Theater. Go to barrymorelive.com.
CBC5 is the executive liaison for all your building compliance needs. Serving South Florida from the Palm Beaches to Key West, CBC5 delivers 5-star service that brings
let's just say BC, BDQ, whatever.
CBC5. It stands for Complete Building Compliance.
Oh, I ain't building nothing, so what can they do for me?
Well, they do more than plan review and permitting. They help the little guy cut through red tape.
I got duct tape holding together my carport.
Well, CBC5 can help. Let them deal with bureaucrats. They helped George Rodriguez solve a sewer lateral problem, and they saved him a ton of money and hassles.
Fight City Hall, who can do that?
CBC5 can do that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a commercial to finish. Contact Shoddy the Hottie at CBC5, 786-255-3851, or log on to cbc5.net. That's cbc5.net.
SoFloRadio.com. Give us a call at 954-99-00036. Skype name SoFlo Radio. Mobile users call 954-99-00036.
The most music. 77 WABC.
Though they never learn to drive, once a year they drive down here to ruin our lives. They're disgusting and they're rude, with that constipated Pepsi attitude. Here's the Canadians schlepping all around, looking for a deal on a meal where the service is fine and leave no tip behind. Here's a Canadian driving on down, causing certain death, turning left when they meant to go right, with no signal lights and weaving side to side. They wear Speedos on the beach to show their ugly, pasty cellulite. And they want us to believe these cheap mumsers help fuel our economy. Here's the Canadians schlepping all around, looking for a deal on a meal where the service is fine and leave no tip behind. Here's the Canadians driving on down, causing certain death, turning left when they meant to go right, with no signal lights and weaving side to side.
Are you kidding me?
I'm gonna cut my balls so I can have sex with you. Cut my balls so I can have sex with you. I'm gonna.
Are you kidding
cut
me?
my balls so I can have safe sex with you.
Ouchie, 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 ouchie.
I'm gonna cut my balls for a no stress, trouble free screw.
Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie,
I wanna bang every gal in town.
Not your average glitter clown.
I'm gonna cut my balls so I can have sex with you. Now I'll be free to leave without the fear of pregnancy. Such entrapment will stop once that I get chopped. I'm gonna cut my balls 'cause I hear the pain ain't that bad.
Ouchie, 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 ouchie.
You gotta wait white is all and wear a feminine pad. Don't care if it makes my voice real high. I'm gonna cut my balls so I can have sex with you. Cut my balls so I can have sex with you. Ouchie, 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 ouchie.
It really didn't hurt that
Wow.
much. Even
Chacarone.
the rubber banding thing. They spray you with a local anesthetic, which I'm glad it was a local.
What's
one.
that? Just
Yeah.
walking down the street, you know?
I had one.
Get rid of that pepper
That was
spray.
one fly in.
That was speaking of local. That was one of the funny lines that I don't even know what to call her. My brother's ex-wife was one of the people that was on the Thanksgiving trip to North Carolina, and I should probably post some of the pictures. You know, the ones with me in them, the ones
Yeah.
that I like, because it was complained because there were 3 total carloads of people up there, 14 of us total up there, and I had to be there. I'm the Sherpa. I'm their scout. I'm the person that used to live there. It's my house, and I'm the one that has to kind of show everyone around. And I explained. This is like also part of the Cuban time conversation. I explained that I'm very content when we come up here because the house is in the middle of Nowheresville.
Yeah.
On purpose. As a matter of fact, if you were going to name that area something, you would name it Nowheresville. If I founded a town near where my house is, I would call it Nowheresville. So
I lived there most of my
I have
life.
to. They're the ones that want to go places. I said I'm perfectly content to go to town, which we often do. Just go to town, load up with supplies, and then just lock ourselves up here and chill. And by lock, I mean unlock. Just sleep when you want to sleep, eat when you want to eat, hang out on the deck, smoking.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do, and just to drink, just whatever. You can take a pee off of the top deck while shooting a gun in the air, while holding a joint in the other hand, and
Here we
nobody,
go.
nobody will bother you.
Chacarone.
So they were complaining that I was driving too fast and that they were having trouble keeping up with me on the mountain roads, and I was already driving really slow. There was a line of cars behind them. Everywhere we went, there's a line of cars on the mountain highway there behind me. And I said, I'm not driving fast. I'm driving like a local. And sister-in-law says, yeah, you drive like a local. All right. Get it?
Okay.
So I thought that was cute. But I find it all very funny because you're a town and country kind of guy. You've driven in both places.
Yeah.
I find it very funny that people who drive here, and these people are all from Kendall Lakes, Coral Gables, people who drive Miami and think that's perfectly fine and normal, have to go 35 miles an hour on a straight stretch of mountain highway because they're going down a hill.
Yeah.
And it's freaking them out that there's a hill with a curve way up there in the distance.
Yeah, they do
That's
that.
where, if you're coming down the hill, that's where you floor it.
What's
Yeah.
that
So-
bridge over the Intercoastal on 95? The real tall bridge.
Oh.
In the coastal on 95. I don't know.
Oh, when you're on
MacArthur.
95, the
You're
giant
pointing
bridge.
north.
Well, I know the one you mean.
Yeah, you can.
But-
You have to go on. What to this day? Brake lights,
Yeah.
screeching
Yeah.
tire.
Yeah.
But there is another side, ladies and gentlemen. Please,
Yeah.
please continue.
I
What
didn't-
is
I
it
don't
with
get
these frightened
If
people?
these, I've had visitors from both North Carolina and Montana visit down here, and you're driving on 95 down here, and they're like at white knuckle panic
Yeah.
in the back seat over the city driving,
who's gonna
but they
blame
think
'em?
nothing. You know, up there they're driving the single lane mountain roads and going, with the
deer jumping out.
Gravel is flying off into the chasm. You know, the wheels are hanging off the ledge. And I was up there with some people once, and they said, what happens if a car is coming around this hill in the other direction? And I said, well, we run into each other.
Yeah.
And they go, no, really? And I said, really? No, really? There's nowhere else for either one of us to go except into the ravine, so we would run into each other.
Yeah.
They're like, this is not safe. And I go, what? You drive Dade County, and you're saying that this is not safe. All these the red light runners. I have to explain things to people when they visit town. I said, so let me understand this. They don't stop on the red, and they don't go on the green. I go, that's it. Now you got it. That's
not
right.
exactly right.
Not stopping on the
Yeah.
red is to make up for the time that you lost by not going when it was green. Oh, and here's my favorite part from the North Carolina story. I don't have a horn right now.
Somebody
in my
borrow
car.
it?
Yeah. Sort of. I don't have a horn right now, and you really need it here in South Florida.
Yeah.
I didn't need it there. Something happened. This is a funny story, maybe, possibly. It's just more George's adventure stories. But we come down from North Carolina, and I hadn't used because I had to disable my horn, like the first night we were there. And I'll tell you about that. I'll tell you about that in a second. Why? But I didn't need it the whole week. I didn't have occasion to use my horn. We get 12.5-hour drive, take the highway exit on Sheridan, getting ready to make a left-hand turn. Light turns green. Car in front of us is just sitting there like a lump. We just got off the highway, and I need my horn, and I don't have a horn. It was our first stop. The very first thing that we did when we got off the highway was get stuck behind some jackball that the light isn't green enough for them. So here's why I don't have a horn. And all of you people that... First of all, this whole trip was very ill-conceived, but I'm a good sport. You know, the niece calls me up and says, I want to go to North Carolina. We want to go to North Carolina for Thanksgiving. And I start trying to talk everybody out of it immediately. I said, and my disclaimer is, I'm not a party pooper, and I'm not the one that will be the party pooper, and I'm the one that, you know, if someone can rough it and is willing and able to have an adventure, it's me. However, you should know that it's going to be rough. That it will be below freezing. I'm checking the weather reports. It's going to be below freezing. It may snow. If it doesn't snow, there may be freezing rain or rain that isn't freezing, but then it's because it's below freezing, the rain will freeze, and so there will be ice and or snow on the roads.
Or black ice.
Or black ice. Because
black ice?
Black ice all over the road.
Black ice on the road.
Yep, you got to watch out. And also, because it's going to be below freezing, you're not going to want to be hanging out outside, and that's a lot of the fun that we have up there is hiking around the area and sitting out on the deck, smoking cigars and having a cocktail, and you're not going to want to be out there because it's going to be cold and windy, and you want to be hunkered inside, and that's, you know...
You said hunker.
You can hunker inside down here. And the weather's really nice down here, so you might want to rethink that. No. And then I try to talk my way out of it. No, you got to go. We're not going to know our way around it.
Did you see Jessica Williams on Daily Show Jack last night?
Who's Jessica Williams?
A black girl?
She's the...
Why are you asking him? Because he's black?
Yeah.
Well, because they were talking about the Santa Claus being white.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
so did you see that?
Did you see the clip?
It's a lie. It's a lie.
The Gretchen Carlson. Did you see that?
The Gretchen Carlson was it the other one?
It was wait,
all
I wrote
those
it down.
blondes look alike.
I wrote it down.
Oh, and yeah, I think it was Gretchen on Fox News.
It was Gretchen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gretchen, her quote was, "It's a verifiable fact that Jesus is white, and so is Santa Claus."
Yeah.
Okay.
Santa Claus is white, and so is Jesus.
So there.
What she said was, Santa Claus can't be black because if they saw a black man coming down the chimney with a bag, just wouldn't work.
It'd be an APB.
First of all, anybody comes down a chimney, I don't care what color you are when you went into the chimney, you're coming out black. So screw that. So meanwhile, back to my horn. So here I am up on top of the mountain, and it's freezing cold. And we, on the way up the mountain, here's the freezing rain, and the windshield is icing up, and the windshield wipers. So we had to put the defrost on, and I've got these little viewing ports, 2 viewing ports through the sheet of ice that is now forming on our windshield as we're making our way up the mountain. Now, here's the choice that we have. Keep driving at a brisk pace and get there before the roads become completely icy, or stop somewhere and not get there until the next day. And it's already nighttime, which means everything is closed. They roll the streets up at 5 o'clock in those little hillbilly towns that we were driving past. So what would you do? We decided that we're going to keep going. So we get there, everything's fine. Now, the next day, the other people are supposed to be showing up. The car has been completely frozen in place. Unbeknownst to me, the cold has affected the horn mechanism.
Wow.
Among other things.
Yeah.
So it's time for me to meet the relations, and it is also late at night, and they call. By the way, Metro, T-Mobile sucks. Everybody had phone service up there except for those of us who had T-Mobile. Metro PCS people had phone service in the middle of those woods, in the middle of the mountains.
Wow.
Not me. So guess what? I'm changing.
No.
Meanwhile, they call up and they say, hey, we're, according to the GPS, we're just a few minutes away. I tell them a landmark where they can meet. It's like little Buckaroo's restaurant, which used to be a redneck barbecue, and now it's a Cuban restaurant. I know the Cubans are taking over.
Wow.
More on that later. So As I meet you at the Buckaroos, you know where that is. It's there on the GPS. Okay, great. That's just a few minutes from here. It's close. And I'll guide you in the rest of the way, because even with the GPS, I don't know which approach the GPS is going to take. Then there's only one correct way, because it's kind of a maze, kind of a network of little mountain roads and trails that lead up to where the house is. My mother she only does stupid things. No one in their right mind would buy this property and build a house there. All right? That's why it's awesome. Because when the first time that she took me up there, and I didn't go for years, because there's absolutely no way that you bought a piece of property that's worth a crap or built a house that's worth a crap. If you tell me that you bought property in North Carolina, I know that it's behind the Husky gas station with a view of the dumpster. Because that's all you do. Everything that you do is wrong. And she takes me up there, and it was, man, talk about a precarious drive, and just horrible, and 45 degrees angles up, 45 degree angle down, going up over those curves where you can't see what's going on the other side. So you're like, I need a sunroof to stick my head up, because I don't know where we're going off a cliff over here. Like, what is this? Wait a minute. I put the car in park and had to run up ahead to see if there was actually road on the other side. That's the access. That's how you have to go there. It's just scary, horrible. Who would, in their right mind, finally got to the house? Awesome spot. Awesome with the pond there at the property. So my mother, just by virtue of doing everything wrong, did something right. So anyway, I had forgotten that we had been getting things in and out of the car, so I had left the back kind of ajar. So I'm making my way down the mountain to meet the relatives, to bring them, to guide them up, and I hear the back hatch on my SUV rattling around. So I'm halfway down the mountain road there. It's like we're in a basin. The house is inside a basin, and you have to kind of drive around the inside of it to get up to it and back out of it. It's a loop. So I'm halfway down the basin loop, and I stop the car on the single lane dirt road. I go to the hatch back. I lift it up, and I close it properly. At which point, the dome light that has never ever worked comes on.
Strange things happen in that weather.
And so does the horn.
Yeah.
Comes on.
Really?
And I'm in a basin. I'm in like this canyon chasm thing, and it's echoing through the canyon. And we're pretty much the only people up on the mountain, on the ridge right now. I think. I'm hoping. But it's loud, and it's echoing through all of Appalachia. And I'm pounding, and the car's frozen. Everything's frozen. I'm pounding on the steering wheel. I'm pounding on the horn. You know, nothing. And now, what would you do? I'm not going to drive to meet these people with my horn blazing.
I've been there. I just disconnected the horn under the hood.
Yeah, you just pull the wire off.
Okay, well, not so easy. Because of course I thought that. It's down.
Not a real horn,
it's
a
down
chip.
in front. It's not in a convenient place where I've seen horns before. Where
And
I
it's
can just,
cold on
and it's
top of
cold,
that.
and I'm not going to
Oh,
disconnect
yeah.
the battery. I thought, I'll disconnect this battery. The battery's going to be like, oh yeah, fuck you. I'm not starting your car.
Yeah.
I'm not disconnecting the battery, because that'll be it. Then the car will be stranded.
It sounds like you have all the makings of a Hills Have. Yeah, you got all the makings
How
of a
cold
Hills
was it
Have
there?
Eyes movie.
It was like 22 degrees or something.
You know, 'cause
Like you have
when
some
was it?
mutants
'Cause
coming from the Appalachians ready to kill you or something.
It was like 32
now,
up there.
a lot of things. We're all right. On average, it's 10 degrees. The area is 10 degrees cooler than it is here, but we're on top of a mountain. We're like 2,500 feet up, so it's
that
like
would
10 degrees
explain it.
colder than it is in the valley.
They're
where-
waving to people in
where we're at.
JetBlue.
Yeah. Which is another reason that the house is awesome. When you go up there in the summer, it's like, wow, this is nice. This is nice. You can just hang out outside. It's nice. So
Another thing when you get up that
the
high,
horn is going
plenty of
off.
TV.
So it occurs to me that back at the house where my daughter and son-in-law are, they're hearing the horn going off, and the picture that I have in my head of the picture in their head is Dad went off the mountain, icy road, off the mountain, crashed up against the tree, and he slumped over the steering wheel with his chest compressed up against the horn. He's
the horn.
unconscious, blood pouring out his head, and the horn is going off because that's what happens when the car, you have a head-on collision with a tree in the valley. That's the image that I had in my head of the image in their head. And when I got back to the house, indeed, because I thought, right now they're feverishly putting their going outdoors clothes on, so that they can run down the mountain and see to my rescue.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, no, I gotta stop that from happening. So I've got to turn the car around somehow, There's nowhere to turn the car around.
No.
And go back up. So I got to keep driving down the road further
With your
until I find. Until I find. By the way, I turned the car off. That doesn't
really help.
Yeah, except I know. Or I'm going to kill the battery. I'm going to kill the battery quick. Turn the car back on. So I turn the car back on. Hey, laundry. No, swag.
More swag.
Excellent. Oh, we'll do that. Pink. There's that pink shirt that I
we
ordered.
could go to break and come back to this story later.
No, let me finish.
No,
I'm
I
almost
had to see
done.
what the.
I have an important reason to ask.
Oh.
To go to the break?
Yeah, I got to use your
the magic key.
The magic keys.
I'm almost done with the horn
All right,
story.
All right.
So I find an area
How many
of the
times have you
road.
heard that?
I find an area of the road that's like slightly wider than the rest of the road, slightly, and I do a 10-point turn.
Yeah.
You know, the front wheels, I can't see over the edge. I can't see anything. It's inky blackness. There's no street lights where we are, and I know that I'm going way too far forward, and I'm going to slide off into the ravine if I go too far forward. So I'm doing the 10-point turn, and finally I'm speeding back up the mountain, back up to the house. Sure enough, there are the kids. Daughter and son-in-law all dressed, getting ready to run down the mountain. They're like, oh my God, what's going on? The horn, I can't cut the horn off. So now where the driveway is, I pull up to the house on the driveway. So now the car is facing this big 2-story wall, otherwise known as the echo chamber, where I'm in between the car and the echoing wall going deaf. And I'm looking, and I tell the son-in-law, hey, bring me a screwdriver or something. He comes down with it, and the screwdriver is like 2 inches long. I open up the hood. I can't find the horn anywhere. I see it's those flat horns, and they're down in front of the radiator. The one is down in front of the radiator. No way to reach it from up top, especially while the car is running. I'm going to cut my fingers on the fan. So, thanks. This isn't going to do. I run into the house. I'm looking around feverishly. What can I get that's going to... I need a pole with a hook. I looked over near the potbelly stove. Fireplace poker. Pole with a hook. And a handle. Perfect.
MacGyver.
So I run out with a fireplace poker. I find the one horn is just right there in the center. Fine, perfect. I grab onto the wire and I just put my foot up against the grill and just pull and fall back on my back. Rip it out. And there's half the horn. It's 2 of them.
Oh yeah.
It's 2 of them. Where's the other one? I don't see it. I can hear it around here somewhere. I have to find it. I'm already going deaf, and I have to find it by moving my ear along the front of the grill until I find the spot where it feels like somebody's stabbing me with a hot dagger in my ear. Like, oh, there it is. It's underneath the headlight or something. But I found a place to stick the fireplace poker up in there, pulled that out, wrenched it free. Wires hanging out the front of the grill. You know, I had to tuck them back in. All out of breath. All freaked out. Everybody was freaked out. My ears are still ringing. Is it pronounced tinnitus or tinnitus? It doesn't matter how you pronounce it because I wouldn't hear you either way, no matter what you said. But that's why I don't have a horn. To this day, I still don't have a horn. I gotta take it to Grumpy Don, the mechanic at Gulfstream, who's gonna make fun of me. He said, Don, he's a good mechanic. He's fast. He's cheap, but he's grumpy. He's like the soup Nazi of auto mechanics. You know, he's like, write your name and number there. Like, hey, Don, my car is broken. Can you fix it? I was like, what's wrong with it? You know, well, I made this list. of things that are wrong with it. All right, write your number on it. Okay, I'll walk back home. He's 2 blocks from the apartment. I'll walk back home. A half hour later, he'll call me up. Car's done. Like, okay. I'll go over there. And I was, wow, that was fast for a lot of work. How much do I owe you? $30. Like, okay, here's $35. So now, but he's gonna make fun of me. He's going, you did what? You did what with your horn? I ripped it apart. Fix it. Can you fix it? Isn't that what you do? I'll pay you extra if you don't make fun of me. So there's my horn story.
That's what I do to the barber.
We're gonna go through the swag.
He ain't no Elsa Maxwell.
We're gonna go through the swag while Boca Brit runs to the bathroom. It's 2:12 on Boca Brit uses the ladies' room. SoFloRadio.com.
SoFloRadio.com. The most important online radio station in the world.
Are you kidding me?
I wanna blow my brains out for Christmas. It's the most depressing time of year. People rushing through the malls, the traffic is absurd. Throwing money away, all stinking day, I'm as happy as a turd.
I wanna blow my brains out for Christmas. Have my body right here till next year. Winter snow and mistletoe and Rudolph's big red nose. They can shove all that stupid holiday crap, 'cause Christmas really blows. 'Cause Christmas really blows.
WABC, with the best jingles in New York.
Here's my story, it's sad but true, about a girl called Syphilis Sue. Had a bug and ran it around, gave it to every guy in town. Hey, hey, I should've known it from the spot on her lip. I'd end up with a urinary drip. A part of her will always be with you, so stay away from a Syphilis Sue. It took her close, I should've seen the signs. Smelled the scent of a friend of mine. He got infected, now I've got it too. So keep away from a Syphilis Sue, yeah. Keep away from that girl. Hope that the ceiling will do now. Keep away from Sue. She likes to sleep around. Yeah, even did it with my basset hound. We did it, then I started to cough. Now I'm afraid it's falling off. Here's the moral of the story from a guy who knows. Used to have a hose where this fungus grows. Ask any fool that she ever knew. Keep away from a Syphilis Sue, yeah. Keep away from that girl. I don't know what to do now.
There's a sparkle in the air,
Silvery magic everywhere.
it's the happy holiday sound of 77 WABC.
Fucking around with a Christmas tree for the goddamn holidays. Got broken glass embedded in my knees while adjusting the water tray. Fucking around with the Christmas tree, I got zapped all over my pants. If the kids were around, I'd throw them into the tree and impale them on a branch. It's the most financially detrimental season of the year. I'll be glad if my wife Molly licks my balls to make me jolly. Fucking around with the Christmas tree like a stupid Goyish cup. For all I care, if it was up to me, I'd throw the goddamn tree away. No! Don't!
Hey, join the All-American team for fun on 77 WABC.
Just hear those ATMs ringing and giving me money, yahoo. Come on, it's lovely weather to go bankrupt together with you. Charge it up, charge it up, charge it up, yo-ho. Let's jump in the hole to the tune of 20% or so. Charge it up to 20 grand. Now check out my plan. I'm writing a book and it looks like chapter 13 again. I'd love to hit the lottery, but I'm an unlucky old shmoo. So I guess it's lovely weather to go bankrupt together with you, and you.
So as I was saying, the Greek joint. Welcome back, George Rodriguez show with Boca Britt, Suds Coleman.
Thank you.
Jack Flash, Jumping Jack Flash, Jack Frost, Jack Black, Black Jack.
You know that
Jack
area up
Charles.
in North Carolina where you were? I was just
Black Jack.
Googling that. You know, that's where they made 16 and Pregnant on ice.
16? You're getting old, man. Kidding me?
Oh, man.
Women up there are grandparents at 16.
Yeah.
For the love of God. 954-99-0036. I actually did turn the phones on for what it's worth.
No calls. That's...
You know what? There might have been, but I've been facing this way and looking in the other direction and watching the TV monitor over Jack's shoulder
I'm
over
wondering
there.
where all the Neil Rogers Facebook requesters are.
I don't know.
Not that I could grant much because I can't find them.
So we get to North Carolina, and I've been telling the Cubans when we go up there, you know, the Cubans are buying up a lot of property there.
Yeah.
It started that's how my mother wound up. The proof is in the pudding. That's how my mother wound up with that property. She responded to an advertisement on Spanish language television.
Yeah.
The guy that developed that area used to go up there on vacation, liked it, found that there were land bargains to be had, and bought up a couple of mountains and paid to have roads dug and power lines run, and basically he sold plots and then put people in touch with the people that would build your house, dig your well, etc. You kind of do it yourself. What do you want to do with this property? You just want to have it and bring a trailer up here, and a camper, pitch a tent, whatever you want. You want to build a house, build a house.
Wow, I'm pitching one right now.
Hey, so I've been trying to tell the Cubans down here. I said, it's all Cuban up there. As a matter of fact, one year, one guy, and because the Cubans are always sliding off the road, and
they're not even driving.
Yeah. So this guy was trying to give the record driver directions to where he was, and it took the record driver a long time based on the directions. The guy wasn't very good at explaining his location. Of course, it wasn't like it was pre-GPS days, and there were no street signs or anything to be had.
Mm-hmm.
So the record driver finally finds him, this good old boy, and pulls him out and is putting the chains and everything back in the tow truck, and he tells the guy, he said, if you ever get in trouble up here again, just tell them you're on the Cuban mountain. They'll know where to come.
They call it that
There you
'cause
are.
they got them there Cubans up here.
They get, if you drive into town and they see that you have a Florida tag, they get really animated. It's like, Ma, the Cubans, quick, flip the price tags on everything. Turn the prices around. We got
I see on
local prices and tourist prices.
Cuban prices.
Double Cuban prices. They don't know how much anything costs. They don't know how much anything costs down there, much less up here.
On TV, you see the ads for Belize.
Oh yeah, all the time. Can you
Come
believe?
on down to Belize.
Can
Hey,
you
it's
believe
an
it?
English-speaking country, and
great
they're
economy
running these ads
and-
on TV Azteca and Australia.
I
and
can't
stuff.
believe
I'm
it.
thinking, now it's English-speaking. But
What was it before?
It was,
They have an extensive Mennonite community in Belize.
I had heard that.
I want to live
Yeah.
near them. So
they
we
make
go to
aftershave?
So we go to
Okay.
by Menon.
By Menon. Yeah.
That's the mineral. That's the mineral that they
comes
use.
up
It's the
with
active
that,
ingredient.
gets paid every time that's on the air.
Boca likes that.
So we go to Blowing Rock.
By Menon?
Old Spice?
No.
Ever been to?
I'm just gonna wait over here.
I use
with
Old Spick.
this.
So we go to Blowing Rock. So we
This
go
is
to
vodka.
Yeah.
It should be. So we go to Blowing Rock, North Carolina. with the
Yeah.
family. I said, you got to go to Blowing Rock. That's the town I used to live in. That's the guy. They're
Wait,
really.
what's the
Is
name
that-
of it?
Well, it's a critique
Well,
of the town.
The
I
name of the
think.
town is Blowing Rock. But,
Really?
But
Oh.
they pronounce
That
it
should be the name of
Blown
my
Rock.
house.
Blown Rock.
Oh.
It's not Boone, North Carolina. It's Bone.
Boom. Boom, North Carolina.
So
High
I'm,
Rock.
I'm telling them, look, it's all Cubans up here. I'm telling you, and they're like, yeah, you say shit all the time, George. So we pull up. The 2 carloads of Cubans pull up to my favorite souvenir store and haberdashery. It's a really awesome hat store. I got pictures of us there.
Haberdash.
It's got an amazing hat store, like all kinds of hats from all over the world.
Yeah.
and we pull up and we open up the car doors and step out, and there's this group of people in front of the souvenir shop and hat store having this very loud, heated, animated conversation in Spanish. And the one lady screams in Spanish, "When are the others gonna get here?" In Spanish. And my ex-sister-in-law says,
here we are in Spanish. And everybody had a big laugh, and it was like, oh my God, you had to drive 850 miles to be around this.
Oh, no.
And I told you, and apparently it's because the Cubans, Cubans have to explain Cuban things to me. The Cubans in Cuba, in Havana, would drive up to the mountains in the summer, and those who had the ability and the means had like a little mountain cabin or a mountain house up there in the mountain wilderness because it was cool in the summer to go up there. And so they're doing the same thing here, but in North Carolina, you got to drive there. So that's why you got all these Cubans over there, and the stores have signs in Spanish, and the one church has Servicios en Español signs on it. And we stopped to get gas. I'm the carload number 3. He needs to know where to go get gas, or he's going to run out of gas. So I'm driving him to where the closest gas station is. And he pulls up to the pump, and we're standing out there. And I said, and I'm telling him in Spanish, I think it's pay first, not pump first here, but I'm not sure. And on the other side, the guy answers in Spanish, it's pump first. On the other side of the pump, right in the middle of our wilderness.
Gringo?
It was on a pickup truck. No.
Oh.
Mexican.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he looks over and he goes, like, okay, all right, you proved your point.
Yeah.
Everybody up here speaks Spanish. Got it.
I got something for you. This is a song that you gave me, emailed to me.
And Macaron?
I don't know, a long time ago.
Really?
And I love this song. I listen to it maybe once a month, and I have no clue
what it is.
What it is.
The theme from Mule?
Just play a little bit of it here.
All right, I can't wait. I'll tell you. I'll name that song in 5 minutes.
It'll play better if I turn it up.
Yeah. Hit that volume.
It won't turn up.
The other one.
Oh,
this is Ana Tijoux.
Yeah.
1972.
I don't know.
This is a great song.
What's it about?
It's about her. She was born in 1972.
Yeah.
Or 77. Yeah. She was born in 1977.
Yeah.
And this is a song, this is like an autobiographical song. The first line is, it's incredible.
Yeah.
The first line is, Nací en el año, I was born in 1977, and then she goes on to pontificate about her, she muses. She extols and muses. It's a great song.
Yeah.
I wish I'd have played it for the Cubans. She's like a mix of something.
Yeah, she's
like
attractive, yeah.
Bolivian or something. She is, and the rest of the album isn't as good as that. Just thought I'd let you know. Ana Tijoux. She's part French and part Spanish, and she's a Spanish language rapper. And guess where I discovered that song? As I discovered a lot of really good music from the best TV show that's ever been on television.
Breaking Bad?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Really?
I discovered Honey Claws on Breaking Bad. I discovered a lot. There on Breaking Bad, like they'll have
obscure
montages. Every once in a while, they'll have a montage, like now they're cooking montage, or now they're setting up this montage, and so they'll have a song, and that was one of the songs that they played during a Breaking Bad montage. How are you? You watched it, right, Boca?
Yeah, of course I did.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
The French, speaking of the French, was something there. The French founded Detroit.
Detroit.
Huh?
I like to call it Detroit.
There it
Detroit.
is. So you call it Detroit.
Detroit?
Detroit.
Oh.
What?
Maybe
I'm going to Detroit.
You're brilliant. Detroit is just in ruins, as you know. It's just it's turning into a ghost city. Yeah. It's bankrupt, and they just show images. People post images like Detroit or Beirut. They're playing a game. Bombed out cities that look better than Detroit does now. I think that's an excellent idea. Let's rebrand Detroit as Detroit. And get like French Canadians and French people going in there, opening up some French restaurants.
They're already there anyway. I mean, they're like right on the border.
Oh yeah,
sure.
Canada. My question to you, George. I saw a documentary on Detroit, or the demise of Detroit, and what they were explaining is that this is the archetype for the anarchists. This is the archetype of what an American city, what can happen to American city, because Detroit was a thriving city at its peak.
Up until 1967.
Right.
That's when it started.
That's when
They had
the
the
CKLW
riots.
went.
Well, I wasn't even here then.
Yeah.
I was still. I didn't pull my Elion trick until 1969. By the way,
Oh.
and just
Couple of
because
years
Elion was
later.
Elion was on the news. I guess that was 15 years ago.
Yeah, something
Wow,
like that.
how time
Wow.
flies.
Time flies.
Yeah.
I was the original baby Jesus. We have the same birthday,
Yes.
Elion and I.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I was the original December 6th baby Jesus refugee boy.
Hmm.
Although, unlike Elion, who was ferried over here by dolphins.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was flown here by a giant angel with silver wings.
Yeah.
Yes.
Peter Pan.
And
It
served
was Linda.
and served Coca-Cola on the way here.
Hmm.
And was given a pillow.
That's how Rubio came here.
It was a beautiful. It was a
But
giant.
He wants to float.
It was a
like
giant
Elvis.
angel with silver wings called DC3. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got to board the plane on those stairs that they roll
Oh,
up
yeah.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The staircase. Sometimes I'm glad I'm old that I was able to experience some of those things, like having to mail my photographs away to see what they look like. Like, what the
Yeah.
hell? You don't know. Remember that? You would take pictures all day long, and until the envelope came back in the mail, you had no idea
Yeah.
what you got.
Do you remember a thing called negatives?
Yeah, I still have some.
Yeah.
I was going through. I was rummaging through some boxes up in North Carolina. My mother still has some of those Eckerd Drugs envelopes with
Yeah.
the negatives in the negative pocket.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say, oldster?
I know. Hey, listen. I've still got plenty of those around the house. But,
there was
no.
n-
I didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Film
Negative.
developing.
Yeah, it's a black thing.
What happened to film in the 70s? You see like real up to the 70s you can see like slide shots, really good pictures of each decade. But when it hits the 70s you got green tint.
Yeah.
Well,
why did
everybody was
film go to
just
shit?
wrecked out of
Right.
their mind.
Was it?
Yeah, they were on acid.
Was it Henry
didn't
Fonda's
care.
fault?
They were still getting over the 60s, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Right, why
that's
did-
the one
for
decade
example,
no pictures look
acid
good.
trip.
It's like-
And also the TV shows. Why does original Star Trek look so crisp and vibrant and colorful, and then the series of the 70s, like all the Barnaby Jones and everything,
Yeah.
look all washed out and grainy?
Kind of. Yeah.
like
Yeah,
an 8
I don't know what they
millimeter
shot
film
that
or
stuff
something.
on.
Yeah.
Like I said, I imagine they're getting over that acid trip. I mean, the 70s.
I think they found a cheaper way to do things, and then just decided to do things
The,
that way.
I think the only people that benefited from that was the porn industry, because you get that grainy.
They could
Yeah.
get away with that.
Yeah, the
Hey, the
grainy
porn
picture.
industry is already releasing stuff on Ultra HD.
Oh,
yeah.
always ahead
Driving
of
the
the curve,
technology.
Yeah.
huh?
War and porn. Driving technology
Yeah,
since the
that's
beginning
it.
of time.
You
The-
got it. I want
It's true.
I want that on her
Listen, the very first guy that called up to upgrade from dial-up to DSL was because that picture drawing itself one pixel line at a time ain't cutting it.
Yeah.
I turn pages faster than that, bitch. I need the shit to load as fast as I can click the mouse. I got things to do later. I got all day.
Sometimes the technology gets a little ahead. Do any of you guys use the self checkout?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Occasionally. Yeah.
I know. I
When it
already
works.
had a job today, and unless I get an employee discount, okay,
Yeah.
I'll use it.
I'll try it.
Well, see, I'm trying to be efficient. I got a lot of things to do, and so
Yeah.
like Home Depot is famous for the
Oh, yeah,
self
that's
checkout.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I'll go to
Home
Home
Depot.
Depot. I was just there as a matter of fact, and I wanted to use the self checkout, and I'm getting better. I'm getting better at things as I get older, like summing up situations.
Mm-hmm.
I walk over to the self checkout. They got 4 of them, right?
Yeah.
And then the pivot lady in the middle.
Yeah.
I walk up to the self checkout. All 4 stations, old person. I kept
Uh-oh.
just kept on walk because look, I learned that from the ATM days. If with all due respect, because I'm a silver hair myself now, if you walk up to the ATM or the self checkout and there's a gray haired person in front of you, God help you.
Yeah.
It's like standing in line
dish, dish.
and you hear the people in front of you speak in French. It's like to the cashier. you know you're in for a wait.
I want to. I want to cash a check from the Joseph A. Bank.
Yeah. So the self-checkout, there should be, you know how they have signs on the express lane. Oh, by the way, have you noticed that they changed the language? English teachers complain. True story. It doesn't say 10 items or less now at the express lane. It says 10 items or fewer, which is correct.
Oh, yeah.
English teachers across the country have been going apeshit about that for years. It's like, this sign is wrong. This sign, it's not. Anyway, so they changed it. Take a look. You go to Publix, it's 10 items or fewer.
Yes.
Now.
Yes.
So, same thing. You know how they have signs, you must be this tall to ride this ride. At the self-checkout, they should have a sign that says 50 or under, or 40 or under, 40 years old or under. You should have to show ID to the pivot lady to be able to use the self-checkout, because the old people are just confused by it all. And God bless. And it's.
Well, the first couple of times I used it, it was kind of, what did I do wrong now? What?
See, because here's the thing about all of that. Here's the thing about whether it's a cashier or you or the electronic machines move as fast as you do.
Yeah.
Electrons will always be moving faster than you, so they are always going to be as slow as the slowest person. I get up to the self-checkout and boop, 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 shing, bang, I'm gone. I almost can keep walking while I do it.
There is a grocery store up north where you scan as you shop.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I was just
Is
going
it
to say,
Piggly Wiggly?
you scan all the stuff
No,
right into your phone and then just put it in the cart and go home.
And go home.
I've seen that. Well, my idea.
Apple stores do that.
Nobody likes my idea for the future.
Which is?
All right. Everyone has a personal cart. And it goes like this. All right. We all have trunks.
Yeah.
Or SUVs or something. You know those gurneys that the paramedics use, that all they do is they push it towards the back of the ambulance and it folds itself up and rolls right onto the deck. All right, your personal cart will be looking something like that, right? It's basically a slab with rails on it where you can put all your stuff. It's a shopping cart that you can push into the back of your car, and it just rolls up like that. So you go to the store, you put the stuff that you want, you walk through the store with it. You pull it out of your car, you walk into the store, you walk through the store with it. You put the things into it just like you always did. It's self-checkout. It checks out as you buy it, like Boker says, or everything's got a little RF tag. You just push it through an archway and it rings everything up as you go to the other side. You put your card in, you take it out. No bagging, no putting it, because think about it. You got to go to the store. You got to take it from the shelf into the basket, from the basket onto the conveyor belt, from the conveyor belt into the bag. Take the bags, put them into the basket. Take the bags from the basket and put them into the back of your car. Carry the bags from the back of the car to the kitchen, and then take everything back out of the basket, out of the bags, and then put it away in the cupboard. With your personal cart that you take everywhere, you roll it into the store. You put everything in the cart, push it through the archway into the car. Roll it, pull it out of the car, into your house, into the kitchen, right there. You only have to handle everything twice, when you buy it and when you put it away, and no more mussing and fussing.
Even better yet, Amazon is starting grocery service.
We talked about that last week with Joe Castello. And we missed an amazing show.
Yeah.
Joe Castello, and I got I'll show you the video. It's a visual thing of what you missed.
Okay.
We had custom cocktails, because remember how Joe used to have the Friday cocktails? So for my birthday, and I was saving this as a present to myself, I had Paige from Tap 42, master bartender mixologist from Tap 42, come over and make original creations, because that's what she does. She doesn't just make original cocktails, she makes original ingredients. She has like a combination kitchen laboratory where she will take rare herbs and things imported from the Far East and things that she can only be gathered in the woods at midnight.
On the floor here.
Like it's like double toil and trouble. And she's like, and I made a simple syrup out of mandrake root, which I picked at midnight from underneath a hanged man. She'll come out with all these original ingredients that she made in her laboratory, and then she'll make original drinks out of it. But that's not the most of it. That's not the best of it.
Well,
I gotta find the visual aid over here.
Yeah, Roy Phillips, he was the Piggly Wiggly man.
Oh, yeah, I'll never remember that actor. See, but he is so. I mean, he's a good character, but he's being so overshadowed by everything else that's going on in Boardwalk Empire this year.
Oh yeah,
this season. Well, I mean, it's already over.
He didn't go. Yeah, that kind of pissed me off.
Well, everything.
Like,
and
the
that's
show
not-
is over?
No, the
For
season.
Okay. They're making less and less episodes. Watch when Mad Men comes on. They're going to do the mid-season crap where they have like 4 episodes. Then you got to wait 30 years for the next, for the rest of the. They're doing
That's
that with,
because right now the only thing I'm watching is porn on my 60-inch flat screen mirror.
Speaking of porn, George, I'd like to ask you this because this is something that's become prevalent in the times that we're in since the digital age has taken over. What's it called? It's called
Pornhub.
No, porn.
Pornhub.
No, when a guy takes the picture of an ex-girlfriend and posts it, I think it's
a sexty.
No, not a sexty.
They revenge pic.
Revenge,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, revenge porn.
I saw that story the other night too.
Now that it was on a show that came on, and
Yeah.
it's become a bit of an epidemic now.
Yeah.
you know, because
Yeah.
there's no real way to like penalize,
No.
you know, these guys for that, and it's they look at it in the sense that someone, usually a woman that's not as attractive, will say, "Well, why'd you post that up in the first place? You shouldn't have been doing that."
Yeah.
Well, at the time, I would imagine it was a consensual.
It's sideways. I don't know how to make it upright.
Oh wow, yeah.
My gosh.
You don't know how to make it upright, huh?
This was last week. This was Paige mixing drinks for me and Joe.
She says, "Oh yeah, these are original drinks. Really, don't look."
Audience can't see.
No, look up to say, oh
Okay,
man,
I
that's-
won't.
You could go blind.
Wow.
And
Very
her boyfriend
attractive
is like
lady.
really super nice. I can't even.
Wait a
I
minute,
can't even
attractive
hate.
and nice.
I was telling. I was
That doesn't
talking
add up.
during the show, not to repeat the same thing that I said all last week. There are girlfriends, trophy girlfriends,
Right.
and then Paige.
Hmm.
Like you want to invite friends over to your house and introduce her as, "Hey, this is my girlfriend.
You could turn it.
This is my girlfriend." I don't know how to turn this.
Right there to your left.
To my left?
Yeah. Go.
Miss.
No.
Where?
Next
No.
to the play button. To the left of the play button. A little bit more right there.
That's the repeat on.
Oh, it's repeat. Oh, I
Yeah,
thought it
I'll
was
find
the
a way.
rotate.
There's a video editing thingy that'll do that.
Of course, now George, you only have to say, "I'm sorry" to the dog now. So
Oh, yeah.
you're set, pal.
I don't have a dog. So there you go. I don't even have a house plant. The plant in here that's the closest thing to a house plant that I have. But impress your friends. Hey, yeah, this is my girlfriend. Yeah, she's beautiful. Yeah, she's got a great sense of humor. And she's going to make us some original cocktails that we can name them.
Oh.
And be
Yeah.
entertained by them.
Is there a book where they have drink names you can pick, like baby names?
Like baby
and,
names? We
you know?
should start that. I have a list of band
okay.
names, but I went through it last week, so I'm not going to do that again
You
today.
know, speaking of, I was over at George's, week ago, 2 weeks ago. He's now divorced, no
Yep.
money.
No, right.
He's
I'm destitute.
going through the carpet looking for, crumbs of food.
Right, absolutely.
So I got you something for Christmas here.
Oh, our Suds Christmas presents are always the best. I can't afford anybody
There you
Christmas
go.
present.
Yeah.
Oh
Get it
yeah,
tonight, buddy.
Food stamps.
Yeah. Just take that right into Publix and buy yourself a bunch of cookies.
I was watching a Publix commercial, and they were saying we're shopping as a pleasure, and I'm like, I wish I could enjoy the pleasure of shopping at a Publix, and now thanks to Suds, I can. I'm going to buy a banana.
Oh,
and a rubber band, and a roach clip,
and make a video.
and a roach clip.
This is how you put on a condom.
And I have a fine gift for you also, but it's somewhere in the mail.
Thank
So-
you.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh yeah, I ordered.
Gee, you'd think 3 weeks would be
Now,
enough to-
next time you'll know. Order it by the Amazon drone, and
Right.
you would have had it by. You would have lost your hands.
Well, you know what happened?
But-
I think this happened once before, maybe last year, maybe whatever it was. And I got home that afternoon, and there it was after the show.
The drone?
So maybe it'll happen again today.
Oh.
No, your
Really?
package.
So what would happen?
I mean, the gift coming in the mail. I don't think your package
That
is gonna
Amazon
show
drone
up.
would be really good for delivering haircuts.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, my barber is so he takes X-rays on my head before, and I take a Percocet, and then
Forget all about it.
Oh yeah, okay, cut away.
I don't know. I don't have to pay for haircuts anymore. I just.
Oh yeah.
I use the
Got that Floby back out again.
Yeah, I use the sideburn trimmer.
Yeah.
Well,
That's all. That's all I got left over here. I just. I just got a big round sideburn.
Dr. Stein started as a barber. he worked his way through college.
A little off the bottom.
He was shaving balls before
you knew it, huh?
You know, they tell you to do that.
Oh.
Shave your balls.
Save them the trouble.
Well, listen, you want to help. I don't want any guessing going on.
I don't want to be down there with scissors slapping away.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
I'll pay
I don't want him
$50 for that.
taking shots in the dark over there. I want him to have a nice, clear, unobstructed view.
I want HD.
Yeah,
I want it on. I want it on the net.
Yeah, we don't want any Amazon.
Hey, buddy, shave your balls on the internet.
Tree cut.
$50.
Use a single age razor.
Loan me $50.
In the mic, Dad.
Loan me $50.
Is this on?
Yeah. So you'd hear it, but you're not wearing.
I don't hear it.
You're not wearing headphones.
Yeah, Larry King's on the internet now. Did you see him on there? The other night he's interviewing a block of wood. Well, I like the forest.
So I heard if a tree falls.
Yeah.
Boca's Larry laugh
now
is the
my
best.
eyes water.
Where's your Larry laugh? You don't have to cue it up. You can just find it. Did I already tell you that?
What is her name? Where does she work?
Her name is
The bartender.
All right.
Tap
Her name is
42.
Paige Nast.
Okay. Okay.
Just let that soak in there. You
Hey,
just-
that-
that's just so.
I know it's spelled nasty, but it's
Yeah,
pronounced
no,
nasty.
those jokes are already so old. We didn't even
Sure.
bother going there.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't gonna.
Not me, man. I'm going in there.
She's a beautiful person.
Yeah.
And I when I have her, I could have her call my phone because that was a funny thing. The picture. of
Where's
her,
she work?
Tap 42.
Tap 42.
Where's that?
It's in Fort Lauderdale. They have a wall of beers, as you might imagine. Originally, they had 42. Now they have more than that. But it's also a full bar and a restaurant, and they have really good foods there, and it's like standing room only on Mondays because they have like a burger special, like a $5 burger special or something. But really good stuff, like not common things.
Yeah.
Like their menu has an imagination.
I've never been there. I have heard of it, but I've never been there.
Well, let me know when you want to have a field trip.
Okay.
Because I just need an excuse
What time is it?
to show up there. I don't want to look too stocky because if I were up there,
Is that near the backyard?
I have a beanstalky in the backyard. If I went up there as often as I want to, I'd be there right now. I just wouldn't ever leave. I would rent a room or something in the back room.
I got a couple of places like that. I think we all do, don't we?
Sure.
You know?
I'm glad that they're not closer to my house,
Oh,
like
exactly
Boston
right.
Johnny's close, because that's the only reason I'm there all the time is because it's a 60-second drive.
Oh, Boston Johnny's. That's
a 5-minute stumble.
That's a
my
great
house.
swillery there.
Sure. Shout out to Jill.
Oh, yeah.
Jillery at the Swillery.
Yeah. And but that's exactly why I go to the King's Head Pub.
I was just gonna
in
ask
Sunrise
you about
because
that,
it's not close. If it was close, oh Jesus!
Ran into our friend Jill the other day, as a matter of fact. But
Did
she
ya?
was okay. I wasn't going too fast.
No. Oh,
it's a true story. I forgot. I was
well,
having
you got to get that horn fixed.
I was having a discussion with my daughter, and she said something, and I didn't see who it was, and I just did a wisecrack back, like, don't tell me what to do. And I noticed that it was her, and we both had a big laugh.
Jill's great.
She is great.
She is absolutely.
She knows how to tap that Guinness.
She does. Yeah. Well,
tap it out. So, here's a non sequitur segue.
Okay.
Uruguay.
Yes. Hand salute to Uruguay.
Yeah. First nation
on my way to Montevideo
to legalize marijuana, and they just talk about not fucking around and doing it right. It's like, bam, it's legal. Shut up.
Yeah.
Grow it, smoke it, transport it, put it in your corncob pipe, make a brownie out of it, sell it in the stores. We're gonna start taxing it. We're gonna work all that out. But just what a
Who
load
do they
off.
think they are? Colorado?
Wow. What a load off.
No,
The start of a brave new
you
thing.
can now smoke pot right on your front porch in Colorado.
I'm going
Pass
to
that law.
now. You know what that means? We can defect.
Of course, you got to live in Colorado.
I know. Suds, let's defect to Uruguay and claim political asylum because we're political refugees being persecuted by our lifestyle.
All right.
What do you think?
I don't know. I've checked the climate to see how that is.
And you are, remember
Uruguay.
Homer Simpson. You are gay.
Friend of mine in
South
Seattle,
America. It's going to be hot.
What is it? It's not Montevideo. Is not in Uruguay. That's in Chile. No. Oh,
It's down
geez.
there.
Friend of mine in Seattle sent me a picture of one of the pot stores in downtown Seattle.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody will get this. It was called the Grass Menagerie.
I got it. That's a Star Trek. That's a Star Trek joke.
That was where they made the mint chocolate candies. Where the plane crashed and they ate people.
That was in the Andes, the mountains.
Andes, yeah.
The Andes of Chile.
Isn't that where
Andes
Uruguay?
candies?
That's right.
Yeah.
Only one person lived. They came back and recorded Timothy.
They taste like people, but they're not.
But they're green. You can eat them soylently.
Yes, certainly can.
But
certainly can.
Certainly.
Certainly.
Isn't it? Okay, I got to look now. I got to Google.
No, we got
All right.
more cannibal
Uruguay.
jokes.
And did the boys ever have another hit after Timothy? I don't
No,
think so. No.
They just that was it. That was enough.
Yeah.
That was enough to leave
I
us
love
with
that song, though.
They had almost as many hits as Daddy Dewdrop.
Yeah. Oh God.
Did you hear that wheeze?
Oh
my
so
God!
When I was
like
in
that
New
song.
York. I'll tell you later.
No, what?
No, you were in New York. Now
can't
you got
tease
the
us on the
attention
air?
of everybody in South Florida.
Only suds would understand what I'm saying.
Maybe.
There might be two
I
other
went
old
to
people
I
in
can
the audience.
sign. I'll sign it so they'll get it.
Yeah, do fake sign
Yeah.
language.
All
Two
right.
incidences of that. What the hell's going on with the world? The South African one that
Yeah.
everybody heard about, but then there was another governor's speech.
I didn't know.
Bloomberg, the sign language interpreter,
Mayor
Bloomberg
Midget.
was doing a speech, and it was a fake
Is
sign
that
language
right?
person just
How do you pull that off?
slapping.
I heard about
South
that.
Africa, like they got their shit together.
No, both of them, the Bloomberg and the South African situation.
Because most people don't. You know how? Because it goes like this. Hey, I'm a sign language interpreter. How would you know I'm not? Most of the people
Yeah.
that are in charge of letting them up in there aren't deaf people that say, well, sign something for me. Or do you understand what this is? If somebody walks up and says, I'm the Spanish language interpreter, and nobody in the room speaks Spanish, how will they know that person's a bullshit artist?
Now, were you able to see the South African one?
Yeah, I
live?
saw it.
And what did you think the minute you saw the first
He looked
wrong
legit.
Well,
To
first
me,
of all, I assumed that was South African Sign Language because the only two
okay.
sign languages that are really the same or similar to each other is American Sign Language and French Sign Language because we got ours from the French guy Gallaudet. And every other sign language kind of developed independently and maybe was influenced by American Sign Language or French Sign Language.
Okay.
But it's just like spoken language. Spoken language, everybody made it up. Everybody made it up as they went along. Same thing with sign language.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody asked me once, how come the deaf people don't have a universal sign language? And I went, why don't speaking people have a universal spoken language? Same reason, except that how do you expect the deaf people all around the world to get together
in unison?
They call each other up on the phone and say, hey, let's have a conference to agree on a uniform set of signs.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact,
saying, huh?
even within America, just like there are regional dialects, there are regional dialects in sign language across America. So I just thought he was signing South African Sign Language. Even though when I saw it, I thought he used that same sign like 3 times now, and every time it was for a different word. So yeah, he kept doing like this and just I don't know, like if that's South African Sign Language, it's weird to me. Go ahead, Boker.
What's the
Is
name
it
of the site?
Climate of
I
Uruguay?
went to World Atlas, and here's how stupid this site is. You want to see where Uruguay is?
Yeah.
It's in South America, and there's an arrow.
Yeah.
It's over here.
Well, it needs to.
It doesn't tell you anything else. Look,
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
You got to look over here now.
But
This
that
is
tells
the
you
blow
the
up.
towns.
What do you want?
But I want to know where it is in South
Well,
America.
I can't. Yeah,
But
I know
that
where
shows
it is.
a blob
but
with an
That's the
arrow.
country.
It's over here.
That's
It
the
is,
country.
It's the
That's
blob.
the-
It's known as the
But
blob
where
country.
is
The
it,
green.
though?
What? It's there.
And it's green because
what
they're
are you
growing
not
pot
seeing?
now, so-
What is it next to?
Oh, you want a full map?
Yeah, it's just an arrow. It's over here.
Pointing to the blob. There it is.
It's just like De Niro and Goodfellas. In there.
You need
It's
the
in there.
Google.
It's right down by Argentina. And,
over there. You're in the World Atlas. You need the Google map, Dad.
Right down there, you can take a boat from Buenos Aires right over to Uruguay.
Google Earth. Google
But I
map.
can't remember what the name of the big city there.
It's near the Bob Uecker
Yeah.
Peninsula.
I think I'll be able to live without knowing for a little while longer.
By the way, I want to promote.
Time's up. Oh,
Before I forget, I want to promote the programming coming up next.
yeah. What is that?
Alan Michaels continues.
Oh, yeah.
Alan Pulaski continues to be a pain. Thank you, Alan. You're paying for that hour, so I will be happy to promote that coming up next on the She Play, the She's Only Rock and Roll SoFloRadio.com simulcast.
Fine music.
Sonny Fox is going to be it's going to be Sonny Fox, and from what I'm told, because Alan posted an advertisement for it all over the SoFloRadio.com real estate. He goes on the SoFlo Radio Facebook page to promote the She Play and encourage people to tune out of SoFloRadio.com and tune into She'sOnlyRockandRoll.com to hear Sonny Fox play some old recordings of George Carlin. So I can't wait to hear that. Although I'm going to encourage everyone to keep it right here on SoFloRadio.com. Do not change your browser.
Underwear.
Do not change your station and change it over to She'sOnlyRockandRoll.com for a couple reasons. Number one, if you do, you suck. Alan, and stop using SoFloRadio.com real estate to advertise She'sOnlyRockandRoll.com. Why don't you post that they can listen to Sonny Fox playing George Carlin tapes on SoFloRadio.com during the She'sOnlyRockandRoll.com and SoFloRadio.com She Play coming up from 3 till 4. And then it's Gnarly Charlie's super awesome, spectacular radioactive retro party, which I change the name of every
Can
time.
you say that again?
It's Gnarly Charlie, and
Totally
Alan.
awesome
Alan,
retro
Alan
party.
actually cracked me up, so he's paying me money that he owes me, and he's just jabbering on. I've gotten very good at tuning Alan out. I just continue typing my emails. Sometimes I'll make phone calls, and he's just there monologuing. So what else is going on?
Sometimes I'll be out of the
So,
country.
he always. No matter how many times I ask Alan to not tell me these things, he always brings up something that I ran into some. Insert the name of Radio Yenta you don't ever want to hear about. All right. And he asked me, followed by some stupid question. And Alan, I go to great lengths to avoid these people. And here you are channeling them. You're coming into my house and you're channeling these people.
Mm-hmm. It's Buenos Aires.
So he's entertaining himself by stating the obvious, which is another thing that Alan does. And he's just going on and on and on and goes. And now he's reciting. That's okay. So he's reciting the schedule now because he's bored. Alan, he's in my apartment and he's You're being rude.
There's a town called Dolores.
Yes, it means pains. So anyway, Alan is there boring the hell out of me by stating the obvious, which he does a lot. So now he's reciting the SoFlo schedule to me, like I don't know it. He goes, you gonna be doing a show on Friday? I go, yes, Alan. Okay, because afterwards I got the Sonny Fox. Is gonna be playing George Carlin tapes.
I listen to Sonny Fox so I can listen to an asshole.
And then after that, you got that. Are you ready for this? Here comes the punchline. After that, you got that hurly-gurly guy.
The hurly-gurly guy?
That would have been me. Maybe he's
Alan,
making a shot.
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah.
Did you ever wear a skirt around Alan, as a matter of fact? Because I'm sure that
I have a couple of times.
Gnarly Charlie to Alan, who never gets anyone's name right. He butchers people's names on purpose.
Hurly-gurly.
After
Is that what he called
after
it?
that, you got the hurly-gurly guy. The hurly-gurly guy. Gnarly Charlie is the hurly-gurly guy. So stay tuned for the hurly-gurly guy.
Wow.
And the hurly-gurly, totally burly Burl Ives Hour. It's Gnarly Charlie's
appropriate
you
Christmas
Burl
time.
Ives on your car radio and crank that up. You're going to be picking up chicks
Gnarly
like,
Charlie's totally awesome
cheeks.
retro party.
That's happy fellow.
Who's the happy fellow? Gnarly. And remember, and last week I had the
I'm a
perfect timing.
retrosexual.
The end of the show last week.
Retro.
The end of the show last week can't be duplicated ever. Remember? Were you here for that? Were you listening? I had to play the end of the show last week. Go download last week's show and pay me 99 cents.
Will. I tried to.
I had a punchline. It was very funny. I'll play it after the show today.
The Hurly Burly show or your show?
No, my show. I was promoting the Gnarly Charlie Super Totally
I
Awesome
see.
Retro Party.
Oh.
Are you playing the out music? Because you know that clock is correct.
You want me to go out 10 early, right?
We keep going over this.
Well, Well,
Okay.
why don't you
It's
just do
two,
this?
It's
Yeah,
2
just
minutes.
go out whenever
it's
you
2
want.
minutes till till the end of the show right now.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And I want to end 10 seconds before the end of the show. Is that right?
That's what you said.
Oh, okay.
10 seconds early.
Oh, okay. 10 seconds early. Okay.
You just
I'm
saw that the show
All
is
right.
ending just like it always does.
I got
arguing about the time.
I got confused.
A real quick reminder: my show is the 100th show, and it's the last one of the year. So enjoy
Wow.
it while it lasts.
The Boca
I
Brian
don't know if I'm coming back.
heard on SoFloRadio.com.
I haven't decided yet.
Well, you'll always have a home on
Because then I gotta get up.
on SlowFlow, SoFloRadio.com, and possibly FURadio.com.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
boy, there we
coming,
go.
coming soon. Starting to program that. We just need programming. Hey, everybody, if you would like a radio show, talk to us. We will tell you how to do it. We will show you how to do it. We'll take you gently by the hand through the entire phase, and you too can be a radio star. Just
And
explain
meet
that to a
Grumpy
friend.
Dan at the same time.
Grumpy Dan?
It's a possibility. It's a perk.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Grumpy-
I'll tell you right
Mechanic.
now.
Oh, Grumpy, it's
Yeah.
Grumpy
I'll tell you right
Don.
now, if
Grumpy
you-
Don.
Donco, Gulfstream
Well, we
Garage.
couldn't
If
give him. We
anyway-
got
Yeah.
Dan.
Dan.
If there was
Does
any way
anybody
this-
Oh, we'll
know
get
how to
the-
rewire a horn?
If this could really get
horn.
monetized in a genuine way, we could do this
Who-
again.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
radio? Wouldn't that be nice?
Well,
Monetize
this
things.
SoFlo. I
SoFlo,
mean, monetize
yeah.
as far as
SoFlo,
like what
flow,
we were
flow,
doing.
Getting advertisers and everything like that, yeah. We're still hunting for the elusive creature called a salesperson.
Yeah, I know.
They're all in New York and Los Angeles, apparently.
Apparently.
Yes, yes.
Chocolate
Thank you,
roll.
everybody. Don't forget, she's only rock and roll. SoFloRadio.com.
See you, everybody. Merry Christmas.
She Play simulcast coming up next with
Happy New Year.
Sonny Fox and George Carlin.
Oh boy.
Gnarly Charlie's Totally Awesome Retro Party
Happy Hanukkah.
at 4 o'clock.
There you go.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
Got another
Zygazone.
show after this. Tune in next week.
Anything else? Happy what?
Bye, Jack.
Yeah.
Bye, Boca. Bye, Zuds.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Jorge.
Irene Ryan.